Hello, friends. Good morning. Let's see if that's better. Better? Ooh, what is that? Oh, hello. Hello. Let's just turn that down. Skip that. Hello, friends. Good morning. Good morning. How are we today? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I'm so happy that we are listening today. How about you? Are you happy? Okay, hang on. There we go. Just get some light on the subject here. Holy moly, I'm like channeling my inner Karen Haynes this morning. Oh, really, Reg? Did you want to say hello? Well, he's right in the middle of everything. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to everyone? There's Reggie. Say hi, Reg. Hi. Okay, now you've been seen, so now go get in your bucket, please. Go get in your bucket. Don't hop back up here. He's going to want to hop back up here, I tell you. That's what he's going to want to do. Hello, friends. Hello. Happy Saturday. Welcome. So, yes, I was saying I was channeling my inner Karen Haynes this morning and fighting with my printer. I don't know what the heck is happening. So, it's my Epson Picture Mate. We'll talk about that in a second. Hello, friends. Happy Saturday. Let's see who's here, and then we will dive in. Hello, Fiona. Fiona says she loves all the Halloween paper. Oh, me too. It's so fun. We're going to have fun with it today. Good morning, Tracy. It's a beautiful sunny day in Iowa. She's very excited to make a live. Let's just fix this. This is just a little, I don't know. It's just a little off, odd, whatever. It's all good. Let's see. Diane. Good morning, Diane from Missouri. Sarah, hello. Wanda from Tennessee. It looks like it's fall in Tennessee, yeah? Kathy, good morning. Janine, good morning. Grace, good morning. Patricia from Nevada. Ms. L, hello. Julie Fallon, hi, Julie. Good morning from sunny California. Julie says, hope everyone is safe in Florida, Georgia, and the states affected by the hurricanes. Absolutely. I did 2 classes earlier this week. So one on, I don't even remember. I think one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. Yes, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. And we were just chatting about that a little bit in class and just how, in the classes, just how devastating and scary and sad and unfortunate, and but we're sending our thoughts and prayers. And I know that always sounds so cavalier, I think. And it's not cavalier, but you know what I mean. So we are very much thinking about you today if you are have been affected by that at all. Guys, what the heck's going on here? I don't know. Something was just weird with the camera today. Anyhow, very much thinking about you today. If you've been affected or have family or friends, relatives, whatever it may be, affected by the horrible weather that the Southeast has been experiencing in the last couple weeks, because it's just been like wham bam, one after another. So we're thinking of you. Hope you're okay. Good morning, Kathy. I think I already said morning, Kathy. Hello, Joe Disney fan. Gerda, Joe Disney fan. I've saw you several times this week, I think. Hello, Carla. Sarah said, happy it's listing Saturday and have a big mug of coffee. Well, I only had one this morning. And so I really could use another one. We'll see if Sam wakes up any point soon. Sam's our younger son who's with us for the couple months. Nick's out of town. And so I'm hoping that Sam will wake up soon. You know what? His bedroom is right below my craft room. So I bet if I stomp really loud, he might come up. I won't do that. Although he will probably hear me. So that may raise him. Whatever. Anyhow, hi, Carrie, Lauren, good morning. Yes, good morning, Reggie. Hello, Martine from the Netherlands. Shauna, Patricia, Carol K, the shiny pumpkaboo. Oh my goodness, Carol. I think it's been a long time. Has it been a long time, Carol? Because I remember I would always get your name mixed up with Carla, who's Tybro mom. So I think, Carol, it's been a long time. Welcome back. And if it's not been a long time, just go with me and pretend like it is. Good morning, Terry. Terry, I have not read your response yet, so to their little Facebook message. Julie said, hi, handsome. I assume she's not talking about me. I think she's talking about the cat. Pickerel Scrap. Hello, Pickerel Scrap from Spain. Hi, Trisha. Nice to see you. Martine is back in the Netherlands. She had a great trip in the U.S. visiting. Lovely, lovely. Um, Hello, just a girl on her paper, Lindsay H. She is here. She is looks like attending a small crop. Michelle said she's so excited to watch live. Good morning, Nancy. So friends, if you are in the Lael by Mail Facebook group, you need to look at a post that Nancy Mars did earlier this week. And if you are not in the Lael by Mail Facebook group, well, why the heck not? Just go to Facebook and search for Lael by Mail. There's a page and a group. Join the group. We have a lot of fun in there. Lots of people share what they're working on. I obviously share what I'm working on. But Nancy, and I love it when she does this. I think I asked her, I can't remember. But a couple years ago during the pandemic, when we all started to get to know each other really well, she had mentioned that she was a farmer. And back then she shared some photos. So this week she shared more photos. They are in Illinois. And she shared photos of, I think the combine, the giant combine maybe, was that what it was? Nancy, but she was standing next to the tire and it's like 3 stories high and she drives that. Anyhow, it was very fascinating. So if you haven't seen that, I encourage you to check it out. Let's see. Nancy said, prairie's changing as the harvest is progressing. So it's harvest time now. This will be their last true summer day as cooler temps are coming. Northern Lights this week made for an amazing experience. Yes, 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 yes. We'll talk about that in a minute too. But that was amazing, amazing, amazing. Hello, Pam. Nice to see you. Ramona P. Hello from Italy. Nice to have you. You guys know I love all of you, and it's so nice to have all of you. But when we have our international friends, it's just special, right? Just special. Hello, Jackie. Jackie says hello to Reggie from Izzy and Annie. I assume those are her pets. Hi, Carrie. It's a beautiful morning in Oregon. I love that, Carrie. Hi, Belinda. Colleen. Hello, Colleen. Nice to see you from Toronto. And Colleen, I love that you converted from Celsius to Fahrenheit there for us. She said it's sunny but chilly, so 50 degrees Fahrenheit in Toronto. Hi, Crafty865. Good morning, Karen Haynes. Karen, were your ears burning? I was talking about you printer problems this morning. We'll talk a little bit about that too. Hi, April. And Wanda, it's warm in Tennessee, but next week fall will be here. Hi, Carol. Yes, I love that. You use your daughter's YouTube channel. I love that. So fun to see you. Hello, Cherie. Let's see. Our Seps. Yes, said she saw Nancy's tractor. It was amazing. Nancy's our rock store farmer. Absolutely. Yes, Colleen, thanks for the reminder. So Colleen is one of our Canadian friends, and it is Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. So happy Thanksgiving to our Canadian friends. Ada, I love that. Hello from Boston. Ada, did you have a chance to see the Northern Lights this weekend or this week? That would be on Thursday night. We have some dear friends whose daughter lives in Boston, and she got an amazing photo, like in the city of the Northern Lights. All right, friends, so here we go. Welcome. If we have not met before, welcome to you. My name is Lael Konkar, and I used to say on Saturdays when I'm not traveling, but we've switched things up a little bit. We are here on my YouTube channel. So sometime it is Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Other times we kind of started sprinkling in a few things during the week, or a few weeknight sessions. This time of year, starting in August, usually through November, is a crazy time of year for me when it comes to traveling and teaching. And so our schedule has been a bit sporadic lately in terms of our Saturdays together. And you'll hear too, my voice it's had quite the workout the last week. Anyhow, but all of this to say, schedule. If you're wondering when we are listing, there's a schedule on the blog at laelbymail.com. There's a schedule on the Lael by Mail Facebook page and the Lael by Mail Facebook group, and pretty much in every email that goes out. So we are here today, and we are doing what I like to call creative listing. So what that means, basically, a couple days before we list, I put on the blog, send out in an email, our listing topics. And they're just things that some of you suggest, some things I come up with. There are some things that we do on a frequent basis. But on Saturdays, or when we're listing, I sit down and I take lots of fun product and I write lists. Now, they're not your traditional lists, although every once in a while they are, like a to-do list or a grocery list or something like that. But it's more I'd say maybe kind of fun lists, like one of our lists that we're doing today, controversial topics. But they're fun, controversial topics. Not like, I mean, there's so much controversy in our world right now. We don't need the real controversial topics. We have the fun ones that we're going to list about, like Coke versus Pepsi, or whether you're a candy corn fan. Anyhow, but as we're listing, I'm making lists and I'm adding a bunch of fun products, doing stamping, adding die cuts and paper and things like that. Really what it boils down to though is we are telling our story, and we're telling our story in a probably totally different way than maybe you've ever told your story before. A lot of us are kind of in that same phase-ish, I will say, of life where either our kids are getting older if we have kids, or maybe your grandkids are getting older, maybe you're getting close to retirement, something like that, where the type of maybe crafting and storytelling that we have done in the past is changing. For us, Nick, my husband, and I are empty nesters, although Sam is home for a couple months, but we're empty nesters for all intents and purposes. And it's been that way probably about 4 years. And as our kids started getting older in high school and things, I started realizing that, well, you know, when your kids get older, you're not following around with the camera anymore. Hopefully you're not doing that, right? Or they're hoping you're not doing that. So what I was documenting and the way that I was documenting kind of started to have change. And I kind of struggled for a bit, and I kind of got sad for a little bit because I love paper crafting. I love scrapbooking or memory keeping or journaling, documenting, whatever you want to call it. So I had to kind of wrap my head around how I could continue to do the paper crafting that I love, but in a different way. I've been paper crafting for about 27 years. When I was pregnant with our oldest son, Jack. And most of that time, when I was paper crafting, storytelling, I was never telling my story. I was telling a story about the kids or our family vacations and things like that. So that is what we do here when we're listing. We're really telling our story. One of our lists today is my favorite things about Halloween. So some people in my life may know that. Other people's I've only had 1 cup of coffee. Other people in my life may not know that. We do lists about all kinds of things. So it's just a different way of telling your story. And it's a fun, I think, very approachable way because we're not really writing. We're not like trying to journal or write an essay about who we are. We're making a list. And most, if not all of us in our life have made lists, right? They may be to-do lists or grocery lists, but these are what I call creative lists. So that is what we are doing here today. And after all of that arm movement, I need the fan. So I'm going to grab the fan and we're going to get that going. It is hotter than the hubs of you-know-what, HE double hockey sticks here today. We are still like 80s. And when I say we, in Utah, I live in northern Utah, in a suburb of Salt Lake. So now next weekend, it's supposed to get down into the 50s, and that's what Mother Nature does to us here in Utah in the fall. So that is our plan for today, friends, okay? So we will talk about some giveaways. We will talk about the Northern Lights as we're playing. We will talk about the Utah, not NFL, the Utah Hockey League, the NFL, no, NHL. Golly, I need Sam to wake up so we can get some coffee. The NHL, Utah has a brand new hockey league. That's part of the reason why my voice is a little strained. Taught 2 classes this week and then taught at a retreat last weekend. So lots of yelling, not at teaching, but at the hockey game. Anyhow, all right, hello to you. Nice to see you. Another Canadian friend with us. Happy Thanksgiving. Hi, Marion. Oh, hi, Mom. Hello. The Frankfurter and I are here, says Boo and Wub. Frankfurter, that's my mother's dog, Frankie. So, hi, Mom. Nice to see you. Okay, friends, so let's chat for a second. Well, we've been chatting already, but let's chat for a second. Our listing schedule. I will be out of town next. I'm looking for a printed piece of paper that I had. I tell you, my printer issues this morning really kind of set things off. So I'm not quite as organized as normal. Anyhow, our listing schedule, let's say for the rest of the month, because I can look up on the wall. We will be listing on October 17th, which is Thursday. at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We will be listing on Saturday the 26th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And we will be listing, I don't believe, the last Saturday, the last weekend of the month, which is really the 1st of November because we have the December documented class that day. So we are listing, just to say it easy, we are listing next on Thursday the 17th. How about that? We normally have giveaways. We always have giveaways. And normally I am announcing the giveaways from last time we were together when we first start. And I'm not doing that today because printer problems. So when we are done, we have a, Terry, if you will help me, if you are still here, we have a hard stop at about 1:30 today. I have a girlfriend coming in. She's she lives out of town, but she is coming to see me this afternoon just to visit. So I need to stop at about 1:30 Mountain Time. Let's see. All right. Maybe defective cartridges. Interesting, Karen, if that would be you. Colleen said our NHL team needs NHL hockey team needs a name. It does. Right now it's going by the Utah Hockey Club. Rumors are that it's going to be the Yeti. So we'll see. I think they're going to go one season or get into the first season and then they will decide. But they are taking suggestions. Good morning, Mary Lee. All right, so no prizes to announce this morning, but I will do that tomorrow, but we will still have prizes today, and we'll talk about how the prizes work as we get going. Mary Lee said she slept in a bit, stayed up making boo packages for her girls. I love that. I think part of my issue today also, so printer issue, not enough coffee, and I went to sleep around 1 a.m. And we had a family text going last night. Nick's out of town. Nick missed the family text last night. And this morning at 5 a.m. he decided to respond. And then I woke up. And then I never went back to sleep. So anyhow, that's how my day is going. How is your day going? It's still a great day though. Beautiful outside and we're listing. So of course it's a great day. Of course it is a great day. All right, let's do this. I will turn off the overhead lights, rotate the camera. We will kind of take a look at what we did when we were together last. And then we will get listing. I'll also show you just a couple things that are happening here so you can kind of see. Let me just do one more nozzle check on this, friends. And we'll see because sorry, I have my back to you. I would love to show you kind of the process of what I've gone through this morning in case it happens to you. Okay, so let's take a look. Ooh, let's rotate. Let's rotate. Rotate. There we go. Hi, Pamela Grant. Nice to see you. I know, Carol, coffee is a necessity. I had one, but this morning calls for two. For sure calls for two, so. All right, let's get those lights going. There we go. We're looking pretty good there. And let's get this one going. It is like musical chairs in here, moving all the things. I know, no, I think if my craft room was like 100 feet by 100 feet. It is not. I think it's about 12 by 12. If it was 100 feet by 100 feet, I would still not have enough room, right? Just because that's how it works. We work in small spaces. Okay. All right. Who's ready to go? Hi, Gracie Creates. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for the reminder, Colleen. Plugging in now. Yes, you guys are so sweet. Telling my mother you hope that she is doing well. My dear sweet mother, who is fitter than probably 99% of us at the young age of 77. A couple weeks ago, she was playing tennis. She's a very avid tennis player. A couple weeks ago, she was playing tennis. She dove for a ball, hit the ball, scored the point, hit the ground, and broke her hip. So she is recovering well. You guys are so sweet with all of your well wishes, and they are much appreciated. Now, if you're wondering about her personality, she's a little bit of a go-getter. She did the same thing 6 years ago on the other hip, playing tennis. Dove for a ball, broke the hip the first time. So she's done both hips. She is now on her way to becoming the bionic woman, right? Lots of hardware now in her body. All right, so let's take a look at what we did when we were together last. So we had a weeknight listing session last, and that was on Tuesday the 1st. On Tuesday the 1st. Yes, she is a superhero. She really is. She really is. Julie, I love your reference there, your analogy. Julie said, I am like a natural gas and expand to fill up any space I occupy. So my craft room is always full. I love that. Pamela. Pamela's over at the old house still digging out stuff from the flood, teaching the daughter to use the zero turn and using the youngest son muscles to lift the heavy stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Pamela. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's just tough. It is tough. All right, friends. So when we were together last, we did 3 lists. Let me just really quickly make sure I know what those were. We did, I think, everything in a brand new insert. Yes, we did. All right. We started out with About Last Month. About Last Month is a list that we do usually at the start of a brand new month. And we make a list about things that happened in the prior month. So this was my About Last Month for the month of September. I think very easy, very approachable. I've been doing this now for the last 4 years. So I have 48 months worth of basically life documented, right? Photos, and then just a run-on list. So it's super, super easy. I prepared that with some products from the Simple Stories Cider and Donuts collection. So we will be using that a little bit in one of our lists again today. But it's just a great way to just document your life, right? Last month was a good one. We spent a week with our friends up in northern Idaho at their lake house. Nick and I spent a long weekend in Coronado. Sam and I went to the Post Malone concert. I taught at 2 events, the Simple Stories event and the Ready, Set, Create event in California. My mom broke her hip. There's her sweet puppy, who I've gotten to know very well through that process. And then Nick and I took a Friday afternoon and went and saw the lovely leaves in Utah. So that was our first list, About Last Month. Our second list, I'll end with that one. Our second list was hats that we wear, or hats that I wear. So this list topic was suggested by my friend Allison Kimball. And Allison has sent me many list topics, which I just love so much. So hats I wear, right? What are the different hats that you wear in your life? This one is, I don't know, we had fun with this, right? Because you can be silly. Like someone suggested, one of the hats I wear is a bank, right? Yes, it is a bank. I have employees that I pay, right? And then also, young adult children. Well, I get 27 and 24. They're still young adult. Every once in a while, they need a little help here and there. So a bank, a house cleaner, small business owner, a girl boss, anyhow. So we had fun doing that kind of list. And this is just, I think, a fun one to focus on the different things that make you as a woman. And I'm going to say women because I don't think we have very many, if any at all, men that list with us. But if we do, it would work the same way. What are the different hats you wear? We used one of our die cut clips. We'll be using some clip stamps and metal dies today. And then we used some different products from Vicky's Bold and Bright collection. So as I started pulling papers out, everything just kind of worked so well together. This one was great. Keep going, sunshine, right? With all those hats, sometimes you feel like you need a little, you got to just keep going. You can do it. Keep going. And then, of course, added a little word strip sticker at the end. I'd like to announce I have no idea what I'm doing, right? They're all your hats. And sometimes we just wear a hat and really have no clue what we're doing when we're wearing that hat. But you know what? It works. It's a hat that we wear and we embrace it. All right. DM, yes, DM said, good morning. Speaking of ciders and donuts, can we get a sneak peek of the gratitude journal? Yes. If you will remind me at the end, I will pull that out. I'll also just make a little note here for us. show gratitude journal sneak peek. And then I'll probably forget, so help me remember that if you would. All right. So that was our second list. And then our third list. Our third list was a totally different list than we have really done before. This list was based on a method of memory keeping that I started doing at the beginning of this year. And I call that either like junk journal or a glue book. So the whole idea behind something like that is as you are traveling, or even if it's with your own city or state, maybe you go to a museum and you're collecting the brochures and collecting postcards and stickers like that. I like to document those trips with that memorabilia. So what I thought would be fun to do for this particular list, this list topic was things I collect from places I visit, right? Because I collect a lot of those things from places I visit. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of mash up our our listing with kind of that junk journal glue book style of memory keeping. So putting the both of those two together. So things I collect from places I visit. And we had a lot of fun talking about this in the chat, different things that people collect. Like I said, stickers, postcards, magazines, free brochures, pamphlets, but other things. I like to collect rocks. Heart rocks, especially sea glass or beach glass. Anyhow, lots of fun things like that. So I paired my list with some products from the Simple Stories Say Cheese Classic Disney with some of the things that I actually collected from one of our trips earlier this year when Nick and I were in Orlando. He was there for business and I tagged along, and then we had some fun while we were there as well. So paired some of the product from Say Cheese Classic Disney, then with bits and parts of brochures that I had cut up. That's from a brochure. Postcard that I tipped in with washi, cut from the brochure. Some little blurbs cut from brochures. There is one place on earth where incredible moments of magic take place every day, every second, and every corner, where everyone gets to be a kid, no matter who they are. Obviously, we are there in Disneyland or Magic Kingdom. Not Disneyland, Disney World, Magic Kingdom, whatever we call it on the East Coast, right? And then just even things from our hotel, that little piece snipped from the hotel. And then a little thing cut from one of the brochures from Epcot. So that was kind of a fun, like I said, mashup of two different things that I like to do in terms of memory keeping. Creative listing and then glue book, junk journal. So one more thing I thought I would show you. This past weekend, I was in San Diego area teaching at an event that my friend Lizzie Lou does every year. It was in October, Halloween retreat. And so while I was there, I put together my kind of entry, if you will, in my glue book or junk journal. And so kind of where I've cut more things up, not a list here, just a whole mashup of lots of things cut from the brochures and then mixing in some Disney themed product. But there you go. All right, so, and that is, some of you have followed along with me on social media as I have been working on that throughout the year. But that's basically what I do with all those things that so many of us collect, right? So many of us collect those types of things, and then we leave them in a big bag or stuffed somewhere because we love to collect them and buy them and grab them from the little stands in the hotels or the stands in the airports and then never do anything with them. So this year I decided I was going to start doing something with them. No photos, right? There's no photos in there. Sarah said she loves that journal. I do too, Sarah. It's a very fun, just fun play thing that I like to do. All right, so quick rundown of what we did when we were together last. Let's get ready for our first list today. As we are listing, we'll talk about giveaways. Today, I'm going to do one live giveaway at some point throughout our time together, and then we'll do one after party giveaway. And if you're not familiar with that, how I do my giveaways, after party giveaway is after the session, after the video is over. You have until we are together next to leave a comment on the video. And then before we're together again, that day, I will draw one random lucky person from those comments to win whatever the giveaway is. All right. So our first list is my favorite things about Halloween. So we have done several Halloween lists over the last 4 years. The idea for this one, I am kind of pulling a little bit of inspiration from a list that we did in, let's look here, Halloween chapter 636. So I've just pulled out the original Listing with Lael idea book. So these are all of our lists from 2020 to 2022. Halloween. So we have done 1, 2, 3, 4. We did my favorite Halloween memories. We did what I love about Halloween. So we're going to do kind of another what I love about Halloween, but a little bit of a different take on it. Favorite Halloween costumes. And then I think one of the very first ones we did was favorite Halloween candy. And this is the one that I was taking a little bit of inspiration with. With this particular one, there was an additional page in there that I had tipped in with washi, and it was a little pocket. So we'll kind of be doing something similar to that today in our first list. Hello, JK. Nice to see you. JK said, so excited to be able to join live for a while again. Nice to have you. Deborah said, I love this collection. Such a great list idea, Lael. And Elise also collects heart rocks. Yes, love collecting heart rocks. All right, so the collection I have in front of me is the Simple Stories, Scary Stories. Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Scary Stories. Wow, that is a mouthful, right? It is the Scary Stories collection from Simple Stories. How about that? That's a little bit easier to say. As I am working throughout the morning, you will find the products that I am working with linked in the description box below. There are lots of links in the description box below, but the one that primarily is showing you the products I'm using is the one that says what I'm using. That will take you to a page on my website and you'll see what I'm using. Thank you, Colleen, so much for the reminder. Yes, thumbs up, please, friends. PSA, public service announcement. If you guys would give the video a thumbs up, that is super, super, super helpful. Okay, so 2-page list. I am going to use product from Scary Stories. And I think I am going to use this paper on the right-hand side. As I am listing in a traveler's notebook, okay? This is a traveler's notebook insert. It is a standard wide, and standard wide pretty much exclusively what I use. So it is 5 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. I manufacture these and you'll see them on my website. But that's a standard wide. I always say when you're listing, you don't need all of these things, friends. You only need 2 things. You need something to write with and something to write on. And whatever you're writing on is what you're writing on. If you decide you want to add lots of fun things from your stash, or if you have things that you've purchased or things that you want to purchase, then that is great. But really the whole point is to get it down and tell your story. So favorite things from Halloween. I'm going to put this guy on the right-hand side. Now, my insert is 5 by 8.25. As I mentioned, that is standard wide. All of the papers that I have out are from that Simple Story 6 by 8 paper pad. So 6 by 8 and 5 by 8.25, a little bit too big, right? So I need to trim that down. Usually when I am trimming down to 4 3/4. I keep that 8-inch height and then trim to 4 3/4. If I trim to 4 3/4, it gives me a nice white border all the way around. So let's just see what's going to happen. When I trim to 4 3/4, I'm going to trim off part of the cat's face. And you know what? That's okay, because look, we can still see it's the cat's face. We can still see the fun witch flying, sticky fingers, tired feet, one last house, trick or treat, right? So there we go. And if I wanted, I wouldn't use this side, but I could potentially use this other side for something. So I usually like to save those. All right, so this little guy will come over here. I need to grab my corner rounder. I like to round the outside corners because the outside corners of my inserts are rounded. Wanda said she likes to do a trunk or treat page that she does at church. Which is so fun. Now, you guys, when we do our lists, or when I do my lists, some of my lists have photos and some do not. Today's list will have photos, kind of, and that's when we'll talk about kind of what was going on with my printer. So we're starting with the right page, and it's going to be just, pretty simple. But it has lots going on because we're using the artwork. We're just taking advantage of that wonderful, fun artwork of that collection. And I need to come in here and do my little outlining, because if you know me, you know that is like the first thing I do once I put paper down. I always outline, and I use a Sharpie to do that. It just helps to frame things, in my opinion. And I do that literally on everything. So if we look, you'll see outlined. Even my postcard there is outlined. I even outlined the front of the postcard with a special pen, a photo signature pen, so it doesn't bleed, doesn't smear. Outlined, like seriously, everything I do, outlined. It just really tends to kind of help frame things. All right, so that is the right side. On the left side, what I am going to do, I am going to do our list on the left side, but I'm going to hang it, if you will, from a clip. So I need to decide what pattern I would like to have on the right side, because then my list will go on top of that. So I pulled out some patterns that I just really kind of fell in love with from that paper pad. That is a really fun one. But I think that has too much going on. I will still put like something on top of this for my list, but it's going to have too much going on as I'm thinking about my little clip that will hold my list. So I need this to be a little bit less busy. That could be fun, but now that one I won't use, because when I put my white-ish paper on there to do my list, it's going to be, I think, too all the same color. We need a little bit more color. That one could work, but again, I think it's got too much pattern, and that's great for a basic background, but too plain. I have ooh, okay, what if we did this? What if we did this guy, because it brings in the black from over here. I mean, Halloween, lots of orange and black, right? It brings in the black from over here, but you know what else it does? You see the circles, the circle, the circle, that kind of helps to pull all of that together. So I think that is what it's going to be. And then when I do my clip, we'll have a couple of different options, I think, for how I want to do my clip. I'm going to pull out these three guys. So this one, I also need to trim to 4 3/4 wide. So how are we doing this lovely Saturday, friends? Are you hanging in there? Do you believe we're like mid-October already? I mean, isn't that crazy? The year is almost over. I don't even know where it's gone. I don't even know. It's been a bit of it's this time of year, like I said, this time of year in my world is always a little hectic, starting in August. That's usually the first retreat that I'm teaching at, first in-person retreat for the season. And August, I was teaching up in Spokane at the 3 Craft Chicks summer camp at Lake Lottawashi. So that was fun. Ooh, that's a good one too, isn't it? That plaid on the back. So that was a lot of fun. But during that same time of August, the end of August is also when my December documented project kit goes up for the year. And so August is a lot of teaching, but it's also a lot of heavy design work. Heavy design, big project. In fact, I did 2 during that time period. The December documented mini book project kit, and then also the It's All Smiles, the Disney mini book project kit that I put together, and then roll right into teaching. So 2 events in September, 1 so far in October, and actually I just have 1 in-person event this month, so that's great. And then next month in November, I have a virtual with 3 Craft Chicks again, and then an in-person one in California, the Lizzie Lou Christmas Bash. As I'm kind of throwing all those things out, I often get questions from people about where can I find you? Like when you are teaching, where can I find you in person? There is a page on my website. You'll see a link right up at the top that says coming soon. Coming soon will tell you new products coming, new project kits coming, and then the whole bottom half of the page is where I'm going to be. I just added a brand new one last night, friends, so I'm just going to tell you. Interestingly enough, next year, I will be in the same city in Texas 2 different times. I'll be in Conroe, Texas in April of 2025, and then also in October of 2025. April of 2025 just added yesterday. It's been in the works for a bit, but it just got finalized yesterday. There is an event taking place in Conroe, Texas called Little Craft Fest. So some of you know of a very famous popular store in the Houston area called Little Craft Place. So they are doing an event called Little Craft Fest in April of 2025. You can find that information and a link to that on my blog. But basically, there are classes, but also it is a like a whole huge vendor area. So I'll be there vending. So I'll have all of my products there, my Little Bad Meal products, and then lots of other fun vendors there. So if you want to, Joe Disney fans. So the October one is sold out, but the Little Craft Fest in April is, they haven't even started selling tickets for that yet. So go to laylebymail.com, click on coming soon, scroll to the bottom, see the link for the Little Craft Fest in April, go to their website and sign up to be notified when they start selling tickets. Anyhow, all of that's a squirrel moment. All of that, Terry, I just saw your comment. All of that, just squirrel. That just squirreled. Okay, so we're ready now to kind of start getting this side of the page ready for our list. So what I'm going to do, I am going to have my list be on one of my dot grid papers. All right, so super basic, not dot grid. It's basically a grid or graph paper with little dots. Basic white, but it also has, you see those little kind of very faint light blue grids? That's I use when sometimes I just want a little bit more other than just a plain white. So I will use that kind of as the base of my list. And I think I used that, I did, on the hats I wear. Oh my goodness, this is funny. This page will look a little bit similar because I'm going to use a clip again. Didn't really recall that I had done that, but that's okay. All right, so because I am going to clip this list, we kind of need to figure out where that's going to go, but I want to figure out our clip first. I won't use this one, but this is one that I actually made for a sample for the sale that I did for World Card Making Day last weekend. So basically, I'm show you how I do that. Super easy to do, lots of fun. I'm going to pull out my little die cutting machine. So I'm going to move that. We're going to stamp and then use a metal die. Let's grab this. Oh, so Terry, Little Craft Store. I appreciate you telling them about me. I've known Eunice. Eunice and her husband own a Little Craft Place for years. The way I met them, back when I worked for Carpe Diem, we would go to an event every year in San Francisco called PlannerCon, and that is where I met them. But yeah, they are sweet, wonderful, wonderful people. All right. I need my, I gotta remember to get this out. We want our, Sam, hope you guys didn't hear that. Sam walked up the stairs and burped. Will you please do me a favor and make me another cup of coffee? Of course. Thank you. I've been wishing that you would wake up.
Oh, I've been awake.
Oh, okay.
I heard you getting all set up and everything.
I knew that you would hear me. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, sweetie.
It's fine. I really don't care.
Okay. All right. This might remind some of you from way back in the pandemic when when we all were basically stuck in the house for, days, months on end. Sam came home from college and was so bored to tears He spent a lot of time with me in here and us, you guys, on Saturdays. And we'd chat back and forth while I was listing. And then he would tell me I was doing things wrong. And I would look at him like he had no clue what he was talking about because, he's laughing. All right. So I pulled out a couple things. I pulled out my little Empress Mini. This is an automated.
He didn't get you up this morning, did he?
Not really, but so kind of though, but not really. Okay. He was asking me if Sam woke up. Sam, you might have to come back in. Bring my coffee, will you please? And then sit in here for a bit because people are like, we love having Sam back. We love Sam.
I need to get ready for Lagoon, Mom.
What?
I need to start getting ready to go to Lagoon.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. For his
I'm picking up Anna at like 2:30.
Oh, you gotta get, okay, sorry. And this is a lot what that was, friends. And this is what live streaming is. You drop things, the cat walks in the frame, your son, you have a conversation, anyhow. All right, so I have grabbed the Clip It stamps. 1, 2, 3 clip stamps here, and I am going to use this guy. This is by far of the 3 my most used. I love that one. Some of you that have been around for a while, I originally had those stamps. It was artwork stamps from my friend Andy K. Art, and it was under her brand. And last year she stopped, last year, she stopped doing kind of graphic design. And so I bought the artwork from her. So now it's under my name. Okay, so we need that little guy, and we need some black ink. Yes, sweetie.
Do you want your pre-ground coffee or one of the Keurig cups?
No, one of the Keurig ones, please. The hazelnut and my creamer. Thank you.
I know
Okay.
your creamer, Mom.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Thank you, sweetie. Okay. Let's get a stamping block out here. All right, there we go. So there's my stamping block. I am going to put my stamp face down on my work surface. Let me just get this a little bit closer to me. And then I pick it up with my stamping block. I find it's a little bit easier to get it straight that way. This is very well used, so it just is a little bit stained. Nothing to worry about. If I put yellow on it right now, it would stamp yellow, but I am going to stamp black. We were going to decide what we might want to use here. I think it will probably be better on this, but we might try this one as well, just to see. I think when we are stamping, especially with something like this, with the clip stamp, we think that we can only stamp with maybe black ink on white paper or colored ink on white paper, but you can do your stamping on colored paper too, and it gives it such a fun look. So that's what we're going to do. There's my stamp. I got my ink. I need my stamping notebook. So I do not ever, well, I should probably say not ever. I'd say 90% of the time, I do not stamp directly on something without testing it first. That is a really good habit to get into, friends. If you have a newer stamp and you maybe aren't necessarily accustomed to the amount of pressure that you may need to apply, you want to get your stamp straight on the stamping block, you're not sure that it's straight, you're not sure that you like the color. If you're spelling a word, you want to make sure that your letters are spaced evenly apart and that your word is spelled correctly. Whatever it is, doing a test stamp first will help you make sure that things look good, right? That things look good. Hello, Bella Stella. Bella Stella is new here. Welcome. So fun to have new folks. So welcome, Bella Stella. I'm curious, how did you end up here? How did you find out about this? Beach Gal, good morning. Checking in before Family Day, observing Yom Kippur. This will be fun to watch later. And I don't know if this is what you say, and Deborah, I know you well enough that if this is not the right thing to say, that I know you will forgive me. Do you say Happy Yom Kippur? Or what do you say? If you are wishing someone well for the holiday, how do you say that? Because I don't know. Bella Stella, YouTube homepage recommendation got me here. Okay, so very quickly, let's talk about that, friends. all of your activity, you guys being here, you guys chatting, you guys doing the thumbs up, that is how Bella got here. That is how we grow our community. You guys interacting. So thank you for the interacting that you guys do. And that is, that's what, that's what makes us grow, which is so fun. Lisa, Shana Tova, is that what you say? Okay, I need a whole crash course in Jewish holidays and how to speak about them correctly. All right, so that looked good. My little test stamp, wherever it was, that looked good. So we're ready to go. I am going to try it on a couple of different patterns. These two. If you are a person that likes to save scraps, doing your stamping and your die cutting with your metal dies on your scraps are perfect for that. So get that nice and inked up, and we are going to just do that. All right. Happy New Year in Hebrew. Lisa works in Jewish Child Care Center. Happy New Year in Hebrew. So is that what Yom Kippur is? Happy New Year. Yes? All right. So there is my clip. All right. So there's one. We'll make a couple here and decide which one it is that we want to use. I want to re-ink in between, right? We want to re-ink in between. The ink that I'm using is a pigment-based ink. It is, oh yes, thank you.
Where do you want this?
Hang on one sec. Let me just do this here. Maybe it would be better. I don't know, we can try it both ways. Oh yeah, put it there. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, look at that. Yes, look at my coffee, friends. Look at, doesn't it look so good? Okay, I gotta have a sip now. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mom.
Thanks, sweetie. Rosh Hashanah is the New Year. Yom Kippur is the highest of holidays to atone for your sins. Oh, thank you, Elise Harker. Yes, I do not know much about that religion at all. All right, so there it is on the stripe. Let's try the horizontal stripe too, because that's what we do here. We try things, right? We try things. Ink that up again. Oh yes, before I was pleasantly interrupted with coffee, I was talking about the ink. It's a pigment-based ink. It is a VersaFine Clair in Nocturne Black. And it is hands down, it's really the only black ink that I use. It's amazing. I just love it so much. All right, and that one, I shouldn't have done that close, and I'll explain why in a minute. Let me go ahead and re-ink that because I am going to use the metal die to cut those out. So that can't be that close, Lael. Here I am trying to preserve paper, and that's not necessarily working. So we're gonna just use this whole thing. Let's do that. Wanda said, Sam sounds so grown up now. He is, I know, right? Yeah, that was what, 4 years ago. All right, there we go. And we'll still be okay here. All right, so we've got a couple things to test out. Let's do this. And we'll just die cut all three of those because it'll be really easy. We have our machine out, so we might as well just do that. And that I'm gonna make a little bit wider so my die will fit on there. And then we'll do this guy. So if you are new to cutting with metal dies, there is a section on my website. There's a link up at the top under, if you go to the website and search for free classes, it'll bring up a page. There are, I think, 6 free classes on my website right now. There are 2 that talk about die cutting with metal dies, basically what we're going to do. What is that?
This one's mine.
Oh, am I having a sip of that? Okay, Sam just brought me his just to see and taste, I guess. Is that with an espresso?
Yeah.
Oh.
I only drink that. I don't put any other coffee.
Are you a coffee snob? You only drink the Nespresso? Wow, that is strong coffee.
I want an espresso machine.
I'm one of those people, you guys, that is probably more creamer than coffee. I mean, not quite, but yeah. Oh, Joe Disney fan, I love it. Does everyone prefer regular coffee or switch to pumpkin spice during October Halloween season? And you know what? That reminds me, that would be a great topic for a great thing to go on pumpkin spice. Yes.
Pumpkin spice pancakes.
Oh, pumpkin spice pancakes. Yes, Trader Joe's has amazing pumpkin spice pancake mix. Okay, so we've done our little things there. We're choosing from one of those. We're going to grab our metal die. There will be three free die cutting classes on my website. There are two right now. My friend Amy, that is my right hand, recorded both of the two. Well, actually recorded all three, but the first one that's there is kind of an intro to using metal dies. So she talks about stamping and then cutting with the metal die machine. The second one that she did goes through some more advanced techniques working with metal dies. And then the third one is coming next week, next Friday, and it is creating your own stickers with metal dies. So free classes on my website. All right, so let's start with this little guy. I am putting my stamped image down on a magnetic mat. I am putting the die on top of that and just lining that up. Now, you don't have to have metal dies with your stamps, right? If you want to cut that out, you can just fussy cut it out, but it makes it a lot easier. Wait. Where's my other, oh, here it is, my other plate. So basically I'm making a sandwich. I'm putting a plate on the bottom. I'm putting that magnetic mat, in the middle, and then I'm putting another plate on the top. So my die is sandwiched in there. So I'm gonna move move my die cutting machine into place, powered it up, and I am just sliding it right through that little area. So I will tell it to run and it will pull it through. Amy talks about the different kinds of die cutting machines in that first video. And there are manual ones where you just kind of hand crank it. I just bought a manual hand crank one because I may be taking it to an event with me next month. I'm trying to decide. I may end up taking both. Anyhow, so what it's done, it is now cut out that shape. I am pulling that away, and there is my clip. All right, so there's a clip. Now let's do that same thing again. We're going to use this one, and we'll kind of just decide what we like. One thing that sometimes I will do, or sometimes people will do, if you have your stamps out and you've got your die cut machine out, you can do kind of a mass production. If you like to use your clips, you could stamp clips on a bunch of different pieces of pattern paper and white paper, and then, spend an hour just manually or cutting them out with your die cutting machine, so that then later when you have the need for a clip, you have a whole bunch that are already pre-cut. All right, let's get those little guys off of there, and we have our last one. Then we'll decide which one that we want to use. So there are two clip stamp sets. The one that we're using is Clip It, and then there is a mini Clip It. So those are mini clips, and those are right there. So a set of mini clips and coordinating dies as well. All right, so let's turn that off. Let me just move that off to the side again. And that one didn't quite go through for some reason. Let me just cut that. I'll cut it from the back side. It's easier to see where that line is. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's see what we think that we want to use. Let me get these just put back in here. We'll be using that again later today. We're going to do a little bit more die cutting today. Get those away. Put that in there. Put these guys in here. We have to put everything away, because if we don't put everything away, you know what happens, right? We lose the things. We lose the things, and we don't want to do that. So I am storing my dies and that coordinating stamp set. I want to clean that off really quick. That coordinating stamp set in one of my stamp storage sleeves. So that is a 4x6 stamp storage sleeve. I store all of my stamps in that, both my like you'll see. Well, those are all mine. Some of the ones that we're using today, but it's just a nice, easy way to store everything and have everything kind of all organized and looking the same and nice and neat. All right, so those things will go in here together. All right, so now let's see what we want to do with that. If we are over here, and I still need to trim this, let's see. We have our orange, kind of a tone on tone little pumpkins there. We could use that. Well, that sure looks cute. And obviously it's Halloween, so it works, right? We have our vertical stripe. Oh my goodness. We have our vertical stripe. So the vertical stripe, there's just a little bit too much going on there for me personally. Let's look at our horizontal stripe. That is a little bit, that's a little bit more subtle, just because you can see fewer colors or fewer strips in that piece. So I think it's going to be that one or it's going to be that one. So let's get this part of the list ready. This we need to trim down. This was, excuse me, that was one that I had cut last week when I was doing a couple cards, getting a couple cards ready. So, but look at that. Look how fun, just getting pattern paper and your stamps out. You can totally change the look of something. All right, so this guy, we are going to want this guy to be, I know I always do this 7. If this is 8, I can just trim an inch off. That will be 7. Oh, I don't want it to be 7. It needs to be shorter. Let's just do this. It needs to be shorter so my little clip doesn't sit off the page. We'll just kind of fake it really quick. If that goes there, then we want a little bit of black showing all the way around. Let's grab my pencil. I think if we do that there, and probably that about right there. All right, I'll tell you what that ends up being. We are looking at about 4 1/4. I better make that my little pencil. Let me just get a little bit more of that. 4 1/4 by almost 6, a little bit more than 6. But if you did 4 1/4 by 6, you would still have plenty of room for whatever you were doing up top with a clip. I don't know, well, we still have time to decide, right? We still have time to decide. So next thing, that is kind of stark, especially since there's more of kind of an off-white color here. So that's feeling a little bit stark. So I am going to ink the edges of that. I've pulled out, I pretty much exclusively use, except with the exception of the black that we talked about, I pretty much exclusively use Distress Oxide inks. Distress Oxides are a pigment-based ink also, and to me, I call them a juicy ink. I feel like it gets a nice, good, solid coverage. So I have swatched all of my inks. I have every single one of the Distress Oxides. And I sell, I'm going to say probably 75% of the colors on my website. I am going to ink the edges with one of these, with an orange, let's just be honest, with an orange. So let's look through here to see what orange is close. I think Carved Pumpkin is going to be a little bit too bright. Yeah, bright persimmon, not quite Spiced Marmalade. There we go, Spiced Marmalade. So I swatched all my inks with the Swatch This Inks stamp set. If you are using inks and as you are kind of adding to your collection of colors, I can't recommend enough that you do something like this because it is so much easier to find the color that you're looking for because this is what it looks like stamped, right? Sometimes, like that is what the little cover looks like. That's really what it looks like stamped. So there's a bit of a difference, but it's much easier to pull these out and compare than start pulling out all of your little ink cases and compare to find the right color. All right, we need that little tool and we need that. So I'm a big proponent of swatching, my friends. A big one. These are all of those inks that have been swatched with their little foam blending tools. So this is another product that I've done, and I have it on my website. It is kind of your storage case for all of your little foam blenders. Now, it doesn't, well, you can add the foam blenders on. There's a bundle that has all the foam blenders, but none of them are pre-inked for you. None of that is done for you. But the whole point behind this little storage case, we have them for a number of different inks and brands. So whichever one you choose, you have the little pre-printed sheet that is divided into 20 little squares. So in one kit, you can hold 40 of your little inks, your little daubers. You have 40 pre-punched circles, and you have 40 of your little Velcro pieces to hold all the things in. So these little guys, if you are using a foam blending tool like this, you want to make sure that you are not cross-contaminating, especially if you are using similar colors or using the same color, but using both the Distress Oxide and the Distress Ink. You don't want to cross-contaminate colors with your oxides unless you mean to, unless you're trying to blend the colors together, and then that will be the blend that you use from now on. But you don't want to cross-contaminate colors in your same little blender because with your pigment-based inks, they are a little bit wet. They take a minute to dry. And so if you are putting one color on top of another, that is going to change the color, right? Like kind of back in school when we learned that blue and yellow make green, right? That's what would happen. If you put your blue and your yellow together on the same little blender, you would get something in the way of green. But you also don't want to mix, even if I'm using that same little blending tool for a Distress Oxide and a Distress Ink, you still wouldn't want to use the same little head, right? The same little foam piece, because Distress Inks, or dye-based ink, Distress Oxides, pigment-based inks, they have different properties. And if you are blending them together, then you are kind of canceling out the properties. You are just not going to get probably the effect that you are looking for if you were looking for what you can do with a pigment-based ink versus a dye-based ink. You can do blending really well with a pigment-based ink because, as I said, it takes a little bit longer to dry, so you can kind of blend those colors a little bit more. And I am by no means a mixed media person. So basically that's about as mixed media as I get inking the edges. But I can tell you what not to do when it comes to blending inks and things like that. All right, so it's not bad, but I can tell you right now, this is what I'm going to go with. Right? That's what I'm going to go with. It's just a little bit more subtle. Okay, so now and that's kind of the difference there, that little bit of time we took, but look at how much, like that just kind of blends in, right? That one just kind of blends in a bit, and this one very much helps that to stand out. Gracie Crate says she just used iced spruce for her edges, so iced spruce is probably going to be along those lines, right? Let's look. Iced spruce. Is iced spruce an oxide? I mean a Distress Ink? Iced spruce. I don't know if it is. And or I have it in another spot, but I don't think it is it? Gracie, tell me. Iced spruce. All right, so let's take this little guy and put it down here. I know how I can get that stripe in. I know how we're going to bring that stripe in. Let's add a little bit of adhesive there. Distress Ink, Ice Spruce. I must not have it in with my greens. Maybe I have it in with the blue. Ice Spruce. Clearly Ice Spruce is not a color I use often. All right, so that's nice and inked up well. We'll put this little guy right about there. So now it looks like that's our little clipboard, right? We have a really fun black polka dot clipboard and an orange clip, and there's our little paper attached to the clipboard. So what's fun with this, I like to do this when I'm making my lists, but you can use that on a card. I've made some fun cards with the little clips, both that larger size and the mini clips. If you go to the website and find that product, easiest way to do that is just click in the link in the description box of the video that says what I'm using, and then you will see those clips under a list of things I'm using. Click on that and you'll see an example of where I used that with two Halloween cards. Hello, Vicki Booten. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Hello, Denise. Denise. Vicky's organizing her distress inks right now. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. Stacy, ice spruce is a gray greenish to me. All right, so you know what? Let's see where I put it. Maybe I put it in the back. I don't know. Now it's really going to bug me, so I'm going to have to find it. I might have put it in the back because it looked more. I put these kind of in order of color. Weathered wood. Oh, there we go. Ice spruce. Yeah, so for me, it kind of was a more gray, so it's in the back. Ice spruce, that would look lovely with that. It actually, ice spruce goes very well with kind of that bluish color in the collection. Okay, so now we are almost ready. Look at what I can use. So clearly, I really liked that that stripe. It just wasn't kind of working out up here, but look at the washi. The washi that's part of the Scary Stories collection also has that stripe. So what I can do is, let's go down to the bottom, and let's just make a little, maybe just a little thing like that. And I will bring in a coordinating. Aha. So Simple Stories washi. If you're not familiar, their washi with each collection always has 5 rolls. So you have 3 of your standard size and then 2 of a narrower size. And what I love about the narrows is that you can pair that with one of the standard size, the width. And it just gives a nice little contrast. So that's cute, it has the little bats. And it also brings in that green color, that greenish blue color, right? All right, so there we go. Now, our title, my favorite things about Halloween. We have so many things that we can play with here, because I think somehow we're gonna have to figure out how to get a couple of these guys in. Little fun things like spiders and bats, because there's so many fun things in this collection to use. So maybe we put that little guy there. I sure like the ghost. There is a smaller bat. So Simple Stories did not do a sticker book in this collection. They did a 12 by 12 sticker sheet, but not a book. Maybe that little guy goes there. Let's put him there. So all of the things that we're doing when we're listing, we're just playing, right? We're adding products, we're experimenting, we're playing, we're getting out our dies, we're playing with washi, and it's just, you know, part of what we do here when we list is play with product, but part of what we do here, which we're going to get to in a minute, is our storytelling, right? I'm telling a story about my favorite Halloween, my favorite things about Halloween. I kind of like him. I don't know, I think he might need to go there, but he's a friendly skeleton, right? He's waving at us. He's waving at us. He's like, hey there, howdy, howdy. I really like his little wave. I don't want to lose his wave, but I am going to lose his wave. I don't want him over here. I just don't think that looks right. And I really like him over here. And we're just going to lose his wave. That's okay. That's okay. Are yours in the Ranger order? You know what, Vicki? I don't think so. Because I would always get frustrated because they'd bring out a new color and then I didn't know what the order was. So for me, I put them in the order that makes sense to me. So when I'm looking for a color, I mean, you know, we get very familiar with some of the colors that we use often, like fossilized amber or kitsch flamingo, or what are other colors I use a lot? Speckled egg. So I always know like where those are. But if I'm, let's say, looking for ice spruce, generally I'm not looking for ice spruce because by name I'm looking for the color. And if I'm looking for something that's kind of bluish gray, then I would go to the grays. So, but curious, what do you guys do? What do you guys do? Oh, I know what I can do with his little arm. If you sorting your inks even, right? Even sorting your inks or swatching your inks, we'll just put his other little arm right there. Do you do it by name, alphabetical? Do you do it in the Ranger order, or do you do it in kind of Roy G. Biv? That's how I do it, like red, orange, yellow, green. And then I decide where I think the orange one goes, whether if it's more yellow or more orange. Denise said by color, of course. Joe Disney fan said, I have all the Distress Oxides and few inks swatched using your kit. Now I need to do all the other ink brands I have. You know what? Here's the thing. One of the things I think that many of us like about crafting is organizing and reorganizing our things and sorting and doing things like that. I think for me, that's part of also why I love swatching so much, because it's just fun. It's just a fun part of the process, but it's also very beneficial. You're not wasting your time trying to find your things or find what works if you have, oh, I know what I needed to do. Oh, well. His little arm is already cut off. I need to cut it off again. Our poor skeleton led a rough life. We were cutting off his bones and everything. All right. Where is that? I'll use this one. I need to cut his arm at the spot between the pages. Oh, I don't ever use that one. At the spot in between the pages so that those pages will still move freely. All right, so there's his little arm. That still works. Okay, we are ready now to start our list. Let's see. Carol does by color too. Love the Distress Oxides. They're swatched. Perfect. Arseps does alphabetical and by color. Roy G. Biv. Ms. L does Roy G. Biv. Vicky said, same. I set it up like Rangers so I could see if I have them all. Now I will do it the Vicky way, right? Carrie does by color as well. She started swatching with Distress Oxides, then moved on to all of her other pads. Swatching makes me giddy. I love it. April said she needs to swatch her markers. So watch this, friends. And of course, well, a lot of my stamps, a lot of the products I release, you know how they say necessity's the mother of invention? Well, that's the Swatch This Ink stamps was one of the very first stamp sets I did. Then I did a Swatch This Washi, and then I did Swatch This Pens and Pencils. Because, like Carrie said, bane of her existence. If you are working with markers or colored pencils and you are having to grab all your markers or grab all your colored pencils to find the perfect orange or find the perfect blue or yellow or whatever it is, I still have work to do. But makes it so much easier to, like, let's say if I'm trying to match this, like this, our little cat's, that color. So it's so much easier to go, okay, not there. Let's see here. Is it here? Kind of that, but not really. So then I'd go, okay, what others do I have? Peeled paint, not right. So much easier if you're swatching. It is an investment in time, right? Doesn't matter what you use to swatch. But that swatching, an investment in time, that will pay off so much in the long run. So really, there isn't really a close one. Anyhow, that I use every time I'm doing colored pencils. Okay. Wait, what? April Drigger said, what? How have I never seen this before? Oh, yes, April. There is a Swatch This Pens and Pencils stamp. If you need to swatch your stuff, it's a good one. I have to say, it is a good one. Vicky said, that is sexy, sexy, Lil, right? I mean, the things that get us excited as crafters, like swatching our things and organizing our supplies, right? All right, we should get back to the task at hand. But I should also say, friends, this is what we do when we're creative listing, okay? All of this started in the pandemic, the very, very, very first week of the pandemic, that very first weekend, March, that probably would have been the 25th, I want to say, of 2020. So we were all so starved for any kind of connection, any kind of community, any kind of whatever it took to get our mind off of what was happening in the world. And during that time, there was a lot of talk and a lot of laughing and a lot of just relieving ourselves of stress and so forth. So that's still part of it, right? Because we're just what we do. All right, I pulled out one of the mini icon stamp sets. This is the mini icons Halloween. And I will use some of these as I am doing my little list here. So I have made my list. My favorite things about Halloween. I am going to forget what I wanted to do. Okay, I gotta do something really quick. But I can only kind of do it. This is going to lead into the struggles I was having with my printer this morning. So I wanted to add photos to this, but I did not. I knew I wanted to use kind of this fun artwork. So I thought I would do kind of a little tip in, but I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. This is what I printed out this morning, like 8 times. For some reason, I am, my PictureMate PM400 is not printing black. So you can see, like, look how weird Reggie looks. And then something weird is going on with my eyeballs there. Anywhere it needs to print black, it's not really printing black. So I went through the whole process this morning of cleaning the print heads, testing the print heads, cleaning again, and I even replaced the cartridge thinking that was it. It wasn't. So the last thing I did before we started, I cleaned again, and some black started showing. So I just kind of need to go through that process a couple more times. But that will happen, friends, and that will happen with any printer you own. Every once in a while, the print heads just need to get cleaned, and it is a utility that you do on the printer. You don't have to like get out your special little Q-tips and brush to try to clean the print heads, but they'll just get clogged and they need to be cleaned. So if you start seeing something like that where colors are missing, or if you start seeing streaks, that means you need to go into the utilities of your printer and kind of clean and test. All right, so this, I know it is really clogged, and I did the clean. I know, I did it a couple times, but look, this ink cartridge is 4 colors. The black is 1. So on this, when I first started doing it, there was no black printing at all. So the last time I did it, the black started to print, but so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this, and then when we're together again next week, you'll see it finished, because I don't want to use this funky looking photo, although it could kind of work for Halloween, because look at Reggie. He just looks like he's really in a costume. I mean, he is in a costume. Don't kid yourself. He's in a taco costume. That's Sam. When we got when we got Reggie from Sam, he came with the taco costume. So it's Halloween. It could kind of work, but I printed this using the Epson PictureMate PM400. That is a 5x7 photo. I got the 4 photos on there because I used an app called the Epson Creative Print. Epson Creative Print app, you'll find it on the App Store and on the Google Store. It's a free app that you can use with the Epson PictureMate PM400 printer. There are a whole bunch of pre-configured templates. This is a pre-configured template. So I picked the pre-configured template. I said, oh, I want 4 photos. And then through the app, you just pick the photos on your phone that you want to use and put them in and then print. So what I thought I would do with this, I am not going to leave it whole like this, because look it, I don't have a place to leave it whole. What I thought I would do is to cut this in half. We'll cut it in half. So that's a 5 by 7. And I would put them back to back like this and create a little page that goes in between. It is going to go in between. So it will kind of go like this. All right. Now, I forgot that I was going to do that. There's a couple of different ways that you can do an in-between page. All right. I will show you. Let me see if I can very quickly find behind me. Let me look. That's summer. That's summer. I don't have any of these labeled. That is spring. I could show you. Oh, here we go. Maybe I could show you in the idea book, but it's hard to see. It is hard to see the interactive. So let's see if I can't find this. While I'm looking, the idea book, there are 2, and there will be more. There will be one every year going forward. Not there either. Hold tight. Oh yeah, no, it won't be in that one. Yes, so 2 idea books. First idea book is 2020 through 2023. And the second idea book is, 2020 through 2022. And then the second idea book is 2023. With the idea book, you see photos of all of the lists that we have done. And then you also see, I really need to get these labeled in an order. Because you know what, it's going to be the very last one that I pull. What's kind of special about the idea book is that, okay, we have Halloween here, but it's probably not that year. Oh my gosh. What's special about the idea book is, oh, this will be an example. But I don't have all of them. I don't know where they are. And they're behind me somewhere, but there's probably 20 of those that are done. With the idea book, let me just show you really quick. I clearly need another sip of coffee, friends, don't I? With the idea book. So let's say we wanted to see, we're like, ooh, I want to see how she did that list. You would open up the idea book, you'd find that list. That is the link of that list when I recorded it, and that is the time. So if you wanted to see this list, you would go to that video and you would fast forward to 30 minutes, and that's where I would start making that. Now, it's kind of a pain to type all those little characters in. So when you buy the idea book, you are automatically emailed the digital version of the idea book. So you find what you want. Like here, you open up the digital idea book. That link in the digital idea book is a hot link, meaning if you click it in the digital idea book, it brings up that video. You fast forward to the 30-minute mark, and then you watch as I make the list. All of that to say, with these little interactives, you could see how those interactives are made by going to those videos. All right, so there's a couple of different ways I have added pages before. This is one way. These are your little leaf die cuts that are adhered just to one of the pages, just to one of the inserts. So if I had done that here, I would have cut down, before I added this paper, I would cut down that page just so it was a little strip, and then I would attach this to either side of that. But I can't do that because that's already there. Another thing that I could do would be to add washi on either side of those photos. So that would be similar to what I often do with my postcards. So like this. So I have tipped that in by adding washi to both sides of the postcard. So part on the postcard, part on the insert, part on the postcard, part on the insert. So that's another way that you can get something into what you've done. But I don't want to do that because if I put washi along there, I am losing probably a quarter of the photo. So what I want to do that I had forgotten about, I am going to just lift this up a little bit and try to come back in and add something in here. I'm just using that little lifting tool, so we'll just kind of keep it right there for a second. I am going to get a piece of, ooh, I can probably use this guy. That was left over from when I cut that. If I, hang on. If this goes in here and this, I have to remember how I've done this. This is going here. Why am I not? I'm having a brain cramp, friends. I am having a brain cramp. Maybe I'm having a brain cramp and not enough coffee. If I score that, let's see. If I score that, I'm at my halfway mark. I know, right? That's okay. We'll get done what we can today. And then we will finish up when we list again next week. Lots of talking, lots of chatting, lots of getting off topic, and then lots of trying different things. So if I do this and slide that piece in there, this piece can adhere here, and this piece can adhere there. There we go. All right. So basically I am creating, I'll do this again because I can't do it with this photo because I still need to get the printer to work. So I've created just that little, kind of almost a little hinge. And this will go on the front side. Whoopsie, upside down. I've got it. I've got it. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right, there we go. So it is partially adhered to kind of that little mountain shape. And then this would tuck under here. What have I done? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna give up. I just had it. Time for coffee. Time for coffee. Right? I just had it. Now I don't know what I've done. All right, let's do that again. So it needs to slide under here. So this is on this side. This goes right here. Okay, we got it. We got it. I'm here for you, friends. I'm here to make all the mistakes and look like a dummy. I'm killing myself. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yes, let's put this one on first. Let's put this guy on first. Wow. It's like Abbott and Costello or something. All right. So this guy is going this way on this side, right? And this guy is going this way on this side. So we're making a little sandwich. And remember, I can't really do this right now because my photos are not printed the right way. And then this guy would slip right in here. And then there we go. Now we have our little guy that is flipping back and forth. We'll need to move that because now we don't see his cute little arm. Anyhow, all of that to say, did you get it? So April just brought up a good point. April said, I see a lot of people doing these in their bullet journals, and some I've seen the ones called Dutch doors. Is that right? Can't remember, but they seem to be doing them more and more. So what a Dutch door would be, and I wish I could find the one I was looking for. What a Dutch door would be, April, would be if we cut, let's just pretend this was our page. If we cut this in half, it's still secured here, but if we cut this in half, then this page would be opening independently, the top from the bottom. So it'd be kind of like, I'll just do this. We'll do this on a list next week. How about that? I need to get my self-healing cutting mat. And then I also need to get my is it in here? I still have not unpacked everything from when I was teaching last weekend. Okay, I'm gonna get my X-Acto knife. So if I wanted to do this, I would also get out my ruler which I also do not have out yet. Where is he? All right, so I will take my little metal ruler here, and that looks like about halfway. I am cutting that page in half. All right, so that is a Dutch door, April. All right, so then it's kind of fun because you have some interactive things going on, but here's the other thing that you could do. You could take this first part out. So then you just have like this little flap, right? You just have that little flap. So you'd still see a little peekaboo of what was there if you cut that part out. But we'll do something with that next week. All right, anyhow, that is that whole little hinge, all right? I will, when we're together again on Thursday, I will go over that again, just so that, because I'll need to do it again once I get my photos reprinted. But that is how that would work. All right, but just kind of a fun way to add something in between. It is a great way, Flygirl2447, to include more photos. Absolutely. Woohoo! All right. Joe Disney fan, you bought a die set that includes 6 different size hinge dies that do what you're doing with paper. Oh, fun. All right, so we'll kind of let this sit here for now, just so you can get the effect, but it won't stay there until I reprint the photo. Now let's make our list. Holy cow. Lots of things that we're doing today that are getting us off track. Notice I said us, not me. All right, next up, I am grabbing some cylindrical stamping blocks. So you have a set of 2 of those on my website. I've pulled those out because I'm using the mini icons. They're a little bit smaller. If I can, I want to right size my stamping block. If I am trying to use a big stamping block like this for one of my little stamps, it will work. It's just going to be a little bit harder because there's so much extra surface area that it's hard to kind of get a nice even impression. So if you can right size, have the smallest size stamping block that fits the stamp that you're working with, that is always going to be preferable to using like the largest one. Now, I have not used these stamps yet, so before I use them, I need to prime them or condition them. So I will do that really quickly. When you get new stamps, they're generally not ready to be used. And a lot of time, people don't necessarily realize this. I'm going to be doing this while I'm talking through why you have to do this, and then I'll explain what I'm doing. If you think about when stamps are made, when photopolymer stamps are made, so my stamps are photopolymer made in the US. When stamps are made, they pour the material when it is wet into a mold, and that is what makes the stamp. Now that material is wet and the mold is not, and if you think about when you make muffins or cupcakes, what happens when you put the material, the batter, into the mold or the muffin tin, right? If you don't put a coating in there like Pam or butter or whatever, it will stick. When you take the muffins or the cupcakes out, it will stick. So they put a little coating into the mold so that the material does not stick. So there'll be a little bit of that residue. You can't see it, it's invisible, but you'll see there'll be a little bit of that residue on your stamp. And if you take a stamp right out of the package and start stamping with it without getting your stamp ready, sometimes the ink isn't sticking in the right places. Sometimes it's sticking in some spots, not in other spots. So you need to go through a process of getting that stamp primed or conditioned before you really start using it on your project. I'll show you an example here. There's a couple different ways that you can do that. I like to use an eraser, and I just gently kind of go over the top of that, and then I clean it off. So I clean that off with that little chamois. You can use ink. So this is an example of what that would look like. Let's look at these 5s. So this would be a stamp that I did not condition first. I just, right out of the package, put the ink on it. So in this situation, you can see, I mean, it looks good, but I like a nice, complete, I like it to be nice and covered. So you can see there's some spots there. So I re-inked it. Look at how interesting. Where the spots were here, they're not there anymore, but now we have new spots occurring up here. So I re-inked it. Look what happened to the third time. Now I have spots all over. The fourth time, now it looks good. So if you want to just stamp a bunch of times until it looks good, you can do that and then it's ready. Some people will say they will just take the stamp and like put it on their arm or on their hand. I don't do that. You do you. I don't do that because I have lotion and lots of things on my arms. So I'm kind of just trading, in my opinion, the stuff that's on the stamp, the residue, for whatever's on my arm. I still need to clean it. It has definitely dried by now. You also want to make sure if you are immediately cleaning it and then wiping it off with your little chamois or whatever you are, right before you ink, if it's still wet, you want to dry it, because if you are using a pigment-based ink, a pigment-based ink is water reactive. And so your stamped impression may not look the way you want it to because it is reacting with the water. So all of that to say, before you use a new stamp set, you should always, I don't think I cleaned that very well. You should always prime or condition it first. And you'll notice, even though I'm not going to use every single stamp on this stamp set, for this list, you will notice that I cleaned or primed all of them at once. Way easier to just do it all at once and get it over with than do it, one at a time as you need it. And then that is just a microfiber cloth, so lint free, because you don't want to put lint on there, right? All right, so what do we want to use? What we have here, what would be cute? I don't know, maybe the little ghosty. Well, we have a cute little cat. We could use the cat or the spider web. I think the little ghost might be fun. Let's do the ghost. So I am going to put that down, take my smallest little, stamping block. The ghost wants to be part of me. And pick that up like that. Now, I'm going to make a run-on list. A run-on list is basically a list like that. So I just put a stamp in between to kind of, or bullet to break up the things on my list. That would be, I do those most often. That would be as opposed to maybe like a numbered list, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now we are ready. Here's my little ghost. Oh, before I do that though, I should just test it, right? Test it to make sure it's good. Oh, it's sure cute, our little orange ghost. All right, so now, get rid of that. Boy, I think I have everything out but the kitchen sink here, huh? It seems like it. There's my little ghost. All right, first thing on my list that I love about Halloween. What do you love about Halloween? Do you like Halloween? Do you love Halloween? What do you love about Halloween? I love seeing the little ones in their costumes. When they come trick-or-treating. And hearing them say thank you, right? So cute. Whoops, say thank you. I love that. I love that about Halloween. They're cute little costumes and they're so sweet, and their parents are, like standing off to the side. I don't know, I was watching something last night on Instagram, and it was a little video of little kids like trick-or-treating, and so many of the little kids would like walk up to the door, and the people would open the door, and they just walk right in their house because they don't understand. They don't understand that's not what you do, right? This is different. Poor kids are like, wait a minute, I don't understand. How come sometimes I go to someone's house and knock on the door and I go in, other times I don't? Carol's not a Halloween fan. Lisa's not a Halloween fan, but she loves all the products. Yeah, and you know what? It's definitely, Halloween's not for everyone, for sure. It's also definitely more of a holiday in the US than any other part of the world. Canada, some, but as you start to get in Europe and then definitely other parts of the world, not as much. All right. Another thing, I'm teaching at Lizzie's Halloween retreat. That is something I've done every year. I don't know, probably the last five. Well, I don't know. The pandemic put a break in that, obviously, but the last, I don't know how many years, but it's a very small retreat that she does at a retreat house in Fallbrook, California, and they're probably low 20s, and you sleep there, and she cooks and everything. Everybody dresses up. It's a lot of fun. This was my costume this year. Don't mind my eye. Don't mind that weird little thing there. My eyes look like I'm possessed. I was Jessie. There were four of us that kind of had a group costume. Patty was Woody from Toy Story, and then Lizzie and Aaron were the dog, the Slinky dog. Anyhow. All right, that's another one of my favorite things about Halloween. Oh gosh, and this is the controversial. This will be on our next list. Candy corn with peanuts. I saw someone had asked about that earlier, and if it tastes like a payday. It is like a bazillion times more better than a payday. It is so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Candy corn and peanuts. Candy corn and cashews are very good too. Did I see Heidi Swap's one? Oh, Heidi Swap's costume. Heidi went to a Harry Potter themed party, and she dressed up as, I don't know, Dumbledore. I've never seen Harry Potter. I've never read any Harry Potter books, but it's the wizard guy. I think that was Dumbledore. Anyhow, you would not, you can't even tell that it's her. It was hilarious, 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 hilarious. Heck no. What does that mean, Vicky? What does heck no mean? What does heck no mean? All right, next up. Oh, candy corn and peanuts. Is that what you mean? Okay, my friend, we can no longer be friends. We can no longer be friends. I love candy corn and peanuts. Don't knock it until you try it. So if you don't like candy corn, find someone that has candy corn, find a peanut and put them together, and it is life-changing. I promise, Vicki. I'm going to save you a whole bag. And next time I see you, then I'm going to give it to you, and you will love it. I also like carving pumpkins. Especially when our kids were little. But I will tell you, I hate to have any of that stuff anywhere near my body. I hate to have the pumpkin guts on my hands. I hate the smell of it. It totally wigs me out. That is why I do not do mixed media, because all that stuff just can't do it. Dressing up Reggie. So Reggie has several costumes. Well, Reggie's our cat. Well, Sam's cat, our cat. And again, don't be afraid. My black is not printing correctly. So there he is in a little taco suit. Sam dressed him up as a taco for Halloween a couple years ago. And he's got a little green sweater that he can dress up as. He has a little bow tie, not a bow tie, a tie with a white collar that can go around his neck. And then he has a little Christmas collar too. So yes, love dressing up Reggie. That's fun. I love, oh my gosh, I just realized something. You guys, this is so funny. I love the paper crafting product. I love Halloween product. I love the paper crafting product. So you know what's funny? I just realized I forgot. Wow, I'm a piece of work today, friends. I apologize. I forgot to put the title on this list. So it's like, what the heck is this? What is she doing? There's no title. Every list I do has a title. There is no title. I'm going to have to figure that out too. If you list with me on Thursday, the 17th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, you'll see how I did this and then came up with a title. Where I put that, I don't even know. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't. Not enough coffee and not enough sleep. All right. I love also creating my annual Halloween mini book project kit. Okay, so I have an idea. I think I know RSAPs. Haha, I thought it was just me. I started working on a title. Normally I do first. RSAPs, absolutely, normally I do first. That would be the first thing that I do, is the title, always. I mean, once I kind of got the decoration, I would have put the title right there, but that didn't really work. So probably what I will end up doing, I will probably end up, I know, we can probably fix this right now. Let's look for a, down here, yes. Let's look for a label sticker. So if I put maybe a label sticker right down here, and I could put my title on that, right? So let's look, let's see what we have. Oh, I don't know, let's look for a circle one. Let's look for a circle one. Maybe here. I mean, it looks like it certainly looks like an afterthought, but guess what? It is an afterthought, right? Does that work? Oh, I have one more idea. So before I do that, I'm just gonna try something. Let's just see what this looks like. Title on the top flap right above your picture. Up here. So, okay, what if we did this? That is a good suggestion, Marilee. What if we did this? Here. If this went down, okay, if this went down a little bit, because remember it's not in place yet. If this went up here, then I could have my title there and then probably use, I don't know, maybe like a little cat right there. I'll use it. Okay, this is what we'll do. I'm gonna put this back on the sticker sheet because I don't want to do this yet until I get my, until I reprint that photo. So let's take our little cat and just move that over there. Let me just test that real quick. All right, here's our little kitty. So if we put our little kitty right here, and then I will write, oopsie, favorite things, for Halloween. Well, it's okay. I kind of ran out of room, and it also looks like the kitty is maybe pooping the word Halloween, but it's okay. It is okay. So I think that's what we'll end up doing, and you'll see that next week on Tuesday. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be cute. And then I'll just put probably a piece of pattern paper on the back side of it. That will back it right there. All right, friends, so there we go. That is our first list. Wow. That was a lot. That took a lot, didn't it? But here's the thing, I guess. You know what? That really is no different than if we worked on a scrapbook page, right? If we worked on a scrapbook page, it could take about, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours, right? It could. It could. You could dangle a chain from under the clip and have a spider or pumpkin with your title, so you have an animated addition to the page. So Grace, that would be absolutely fun. That would be a lot of fun. That would have to happen at the very end of my insert. So I would not be able to do that until my insert was completely full. Until it was completely full. Because having that chain in there would cause a lot of problems as I continued to work later in the insert. It'd be really bumpy, lumpy. But that's a great idea. All right, friends, let's get Halloween out of here. Let's get Halloween out of here, and we will move on to our next list. We are going to, I'm automatically going to move one of our lists to Thursday when we are listing again. And that one is going to be the In the News for August and September. The reason we're going to move that one for sure to Thursday is because guess which photo I started printing first this morning? the Halloween one. So I do not have the photo that I want to use for in the news. So we'll just push in the news until Thursday. All right, let's just get these things picked up very quickly. Did you guys work on a list? Tell me. Oh, you know what? Thank you, Joe Disney fan, for reminding me of that because clearly I had forgotten. Giveaway. Let's talk about the first giveaway. The first giveaway. Let's have the first giveaway be the Halloween mini icon stamp set. Actually, let's do this. If you're not a Halloween person, as I don't want to force you into Halloween, if you're not a Halloween person, you could pick any of the mini icon stamp sets. I think there's 10 or 11. One for each season. There's a travel one. There's an outdoors one. Anyhow, you can pick which one that you'd like. We'll just do that. So this one's going to be a live giveaway. The way that we're going to do the live giveaway is in the chat. So in a minute or two, I am going to stop what I'm doing. Once I get all of this stuff cleaned up, I will stop what I'm doing and I will scroll up with my finger in the chat. And when my finger stops, that is the person that wins. All right, so I will do that as soon as I get Halloween put to bed. As soon as I get Halloween, gosh, I made a huge mess here, didn't I? As soon as I get Halloween put to bed. Add to my list of things to do between now and the end of the year. There's a lot of things. I have a lot of videos I need to do. I have, anyhow, lots of new products that I'm designing. I need to organize. They're all behind me in a drawer, but I do need to organize my traveler's notebooks and put them in order, label them so I can find what I'm looking for next time. Where is that? Okay. I will just move all of these things onto the floor. And then we will almost be ready for our next one. Almost. Our next one, I'll tell you what our next one is. Our next one is, I kind of went through a lot of different titles. And I think I decided to call it Controversy. Okay? Controversy is our next list. These are like your, non-confrontational, non-controversial, controversial topics. All right? I don't want anybody to get scared and run away. Like Coke versus Pepsi, right? Think Coke versus Pepsi. That's what I mean. That is what I mean. So, let us, I think, are we pretty much cleaned up? Let's get this guy put away and then it will be ready. Then I will be ready. All right, I'm stopping and the winner is Gracie Creates. Gracie Creates, congratulations. Gracie Creates, please send an email to lailbymail@gmail.com. And in the subject line of the email, put winner and then whichever one of the mini icon stamp sets that you would like. And then in the body of the email, please put your mailing address and we will get that sent to you. Mini icon, Gracie Creates. All right. On the second giveaway that I do, you guys, that will be an after party giveaway. So the way you participate in an after party giveaway is you leave a comment on the video after it's over. So not in the chat, after it's over. That gives people that can't make it live the opportunity to also participate in the giveaways. And we'll see what that one is in a bit. But let's have another sip of coffee first. Let's have, Karen Haynes, Peeps. Peeps is on my list. And of course, you know, candy corn has to be on the list, right? All right. So what I thought I would do with this list, I did not yet get out the stamp set for this. We are using the Opposites Attract stamp set. So Opposites Attract stamp set. You guys, for most, and we're working on it, the design team and I are working on getting to the point where you have at least one, if not multiple projects for every stamp set that I have. And you can see those projects on the website. So if you're like, oh, this Opposites Attract stamp set, what could I do with that? What could I do with that? You would go to the you'd go to the website and you would find that stamp set, and then you would see, like ideas on what you could do with that. So this stamp set, Opposites Attract, is kind of a compare and contrast type stamp set. So good things and bad things. I want to do more of this and less of that. Things I like, things I dislike, things I like, things I hate. But what I thought I would use this one for is this and that. Okay. Good days, bad days, then and now. We need to do a then and now. I need to, hang on. Let me go. Let's do it here. Then and now. It's been a while since we've done a then and now. Okay. That's my little workbook where I have all of our plans. Get the guy out of the side. All right. So, this and that. For this and that, I want to do this. These are our controversies, this and that. For this and that, ooh, you know what? I'm going to skip all of these pages. So next week we will do something with that little Dutch door that we just showed. Yeah. So I will come here. So I have a nice, clean, uncut page. All right, Cider and Donuts. So Cider and Donuts from Simple Stories. It is their fall collection, but I didn't really want to do fall for this. I thought I might just use a pattern, little pattern as a background, and then maybe use some flowers or something like that. So let's see what we might use. This is kind of fun. I have used things from this before, so it is starting to get a little sparse. This one could be fun too. Not that one, that one. Okay, so then let's grab some of the die cuts out. Maybe some stickers, maybe some rub-ons. We'll kind of just grab all those things out. We'll put the paper pad back. So I kind of went back and forth on this, on whether this would be a 1-pager or a 2-pager. Marianne asked a great question. Could anyone recommend which digital book of Lael's would be best to purchase? I can only purchase one. Marianne, I would suggest you purchase the one that has lists from 2020 to 2022. That was the first idea book. So this one covers 3 years. This one covers 2023. So as far as content goes, you're going to have a lot more here in that original, the 20 to 2022 in that original. So this one has, 114 pages. And this one for just 2023 has 54. So that is what I would suggest. But anyone else can also pipe in. Nancy is off to drive her tractor and her auger. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. How thick is the container? This one. These are linked in the description box of the video. I don't sell these. I just get them on Amazon. They are going to be about thickness, I don't know, about 1.5 inches. About 1.5 inches. Okay. Fly Girl 2447. I regret not adding cider and donuts to my recent order. So fall-ish. So if it hasn't shipped yet, Fly Girl, send me an email and we can add anything to an order as long as it hasn't already shipped. Okay. So anyhow, I was thinking back and forth between a 1-page and a 2-page, like a this and a that. The problem with doing that, I have a lot of things, but I don't have a ton of things. I don't really have enough to fit 2 pages. So I think I'm going to do a 1-pager. And I need to make sure to get my title in there first, right? Because I have, this will go up here, and then that will go down, no, that will go down here. So I'll probably do maybe an alpha sticker just to say controversies. Controversies. I was going to stamp, but I think in the essence of time that we will not do that. Okay. So let's see which one of these I want to use. Really, it's going to be driven by what little cute icon I think I might want to add. And you know, of course, the squirrel would be a very cute one to put on there. So if we did the squirrel with this, that could kind of be cute, right? I think we'll do that. Let's just do that. So we'll start out with our paper. And I don't always use a piece of pattern paper first, but this one is going to have kind of that large stamps for this and that. It'll also have a title, so I don't have a ton of room maybe to add a lot of embellishments, to add a lot of color. All right, so we want this to be 4 3/4. That's kind of my formula, right? 4 3/4 by 8. That'll go there. If I was doing a 2-page spread, I could either put this here to lend some continuity between the left page and the right page, or even put it over here. Sometimes we'll do that, kind of put it over here, but 1-page spread, so. Darlis said 9 of those plastic organizers stack in one section of my Kallax cube shelves, if that helps. So IKEA, lots of people have that, the big IKEA shelving system in their craft rooms. So that would, you can fit a lot of those in there. And that's how I put them in. I still need to do a video. I have a whole built-in thing behind me. But I store mine upright, so then you just kind of pull it in and out. All right, so this and that. This and that. And didn't clean my stamps I cleaned them, but didn't really scrub them last time I used them. So we want to use our little squirrel, and let's get some white cardstock. Now what I could do, since I'm not doing kind of a lot of color on here, right? I have my little list there. Let's get that paper pad back out again. Because maybe, just to bring in a little bit more color, maybe I matte this. Vicki Booten paper, what? Paper? Paper what? I know Pamela Grant. Pamela said, still need that layout tool of your crafting room. That is one of the things on my list to get done before the end of the year. It's just a lot sometimes, friends. It is a lot, I will tell you. There's a lot between teaching and creating and writing instructions and running a business and coming up with new products ideas, and yeah. So I have things like that on my list. In fact, it's been on a list for a year, right? For a stinking year. Some of you are like, we know, Lael, we know that it's been on the list for a year. Oh, that'll be cute. Yeah, we'll mount that. So it's coming. Just know it's coming. My hope is to do it before the end of the year. All right, that's my hope. So that's my goal. That is my goal. I have another goal. Well, I have lots of goals, let's be honest. I have another goal to have a couple, kind of a series of stamping videos that'll be like little mini classes that'll go up on the website. So kind of the things that I go through all the time when we are stamping, how to condition your stamps. So a really short one on how to condition your stamps and why you need to do it. Another one about some of what I think are my tried and true stamping tips and tricks and techniques that made me a more successful stamper. Just things I've learned along the way. So things like that. They're coming. They're coming. There's just not enough time in the day, right? Not enough time in the day. So let's see where we want this to be. If this is, we'll just use our pencil again. And today is feeling like a very scattered day. I think you know why. Um, I rolled right from, well, it's kind of been the latter half of September into really the last week. Because I was just teaching like back to back to back, and then my mom broke her hip, and then I taught again, and then I've had a lot of classes, 2 this week. So it's just been a lot. I'm starting to settle down again, but yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Include cleaning stamps when they lose their stick. Yes, absolutely. That's another one too. That is another one, Joe Disney fan. Yep, that's kind of all the little tips and tricks that nobody ever told us. Nobody ever told me any of those things. I had no idea. When I first tried stamping, probably, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I hated it. I will tell you, I hated it because it just, nothing looked right. And I'm like, how come other people's things that I say look so good and mine just look horrible? And then I stopped stamping for a long time. And you know when I started stamping again? The beginning of the pandemic, because then we had lots of time to figure things out, right? And then that's when I'm like, oh my gosh, look at how that changed when I stamped it 8 times before I used it. Maybe I need to work with that. And then I started doing some research. If I'd done research early on, it probably would have helped. But yeah, just some things I figured out along the way that have made me love stamping. Well, clearly, because I have a lot of stamps now that I have manufactured, made. Is that right? That's gonna make that super narrow, isn't it? It is. So when you double mat, eventually when you get to your list, there's not a lot of room. So if we do this, then what we're gonna end up having to do, I think, is do let's just play here. We gotta play. We need our little this and that. Really, I think what I want to do is, I won't stamp it like that, but I think I need to make some little blocks maybe. So if I do this and that, make some little blocks. I think I need to do. So let's look at the in the box stamp set and see if there's a little box we might want to use. Not that one. This one. That might work. Let's try it. Let's try it. Wanda, I think the stamping satisfies the perfectionist in you, Lael. Oh, Wanda, I ask Vicky. Vicky will tell you. Vicky probably knows me the most out of all my friends, even my friends that I've had since college, like my best friends. And Vicky's one of my best friends too, but she probably knows me better than all of them. She probably knows me about the level of Nick, my husband, knows me. And all my little weird idiosyncrasies, huh, Vic? Yeah. So I think we'll do that. Let's try it. Let's try it. So that came from when Wanda said the perfectionist in me. Yeah. Some things, not at all. Some things I'm like, yeah, nope, that's fine. I don't really care. Other things, oh yeah, the perfectionist comes out loud and clear. Vicky called me a freak, a lovable freak. Well, first she called me a freak, and then she thought she better think twice of that. So you know what? What if we pull out one of those kind of fun colors in there? What if we pull out one of those colors? And we don't need to just make it black. We could have fun with one of those colors. Maybe evergreen bough? Evergreen bough. Oh, yeah, no, not evergreen bough. We could go with something light, like speckled egg. Let's see, where's speckled egg? But I think I kind of like the, ooh. Okay, so look at, oh, right. So Cindy, kind of on the same lines, right? Peeled paint. So peeled paint or crushed olive could be fun. Oh, well, look at, so crushed olive. I think, well, look at, so crushed olive is like that yellowish color. And then peeled paint is the green color. Maybe peeled paint. Let me look at one more thing. Let's go to the greens and see a darker green. A super dark green is what we'd like. And it's not evergreen bough, it's not pine needles. Rustic wilderness. So it'd be rustic wilderness or peeled paint. You know what? I'm going to use peeled paint. Peeled paint is not one that I use very often. It's not one that I use very often, so I think that would be a good one. And again, that's why we swatch our inks, friends. So much easier, right? So much easier. Oh. All right, we have to decide if we are using the same color for the box. We'll just try it on this. And the word. There's our little box. And then the word. We need another stamping block. Nope. Aha. I know I have another little one somewhere. Where would it be? Well, yeah, better not do that. Okay, let me find another one. All right. It's bigger, but that's okay. This. All right, let's cut it out and see what we think. Hello, Pretty Paper Obsession. Nice to see you. So controversies, and again, this is not like Republican, Democrat. This is like Coke and Pepsi. Well, you know what? Here, let's just say this. My list is not serious. My list is candy corn is a controversy. The only controversy is if you don't like it. So there. But controversy. What would be a controversy on your list? Like a fun controversy, even if you're not really playing. This? Oh, yeah, no. So that is not working. And the reason that's not working for me is that is way too big for that piece. Way, way too big. So what if we just did this? It doesn't need to have a box. It could just be its own little piece. And then that way, it's still kind of, we can use it outside of the frame that it's in right now. Well, and I don't love that either. Let's just keep playing and see. 7-Up or Sprite, regular or Diet Coke. I love it. I have a long list of controversies. Does that help it? Uh-oh, not if we drop it on the floor. That does help it, but it is, this is what I need to do. Let me go back to the drawing board for 1 second. And we are going to make this bigger. I think that's the problem. It's just too small. Just too small. Oh, Karen. Hello, Karen. Karen, I wrote you a little card that is going with the order that you just placed. That doesn't look like your picture. Does it? Anyhow, Karen, I hope you are doing okay, my friend. But I bring that up because Karen said toilet over or under. Basically, the age-old controversy, over or under. Over or under. How do you do the toilet paper in your house? Over the roll or under the roll? Over or under the roll? Books are better than movies. Yeah, that's another one, right? Oh, yes, Colleen, that makes sense. I totally get it. Canadians, Starbucks or Timmy's, Tim Hortons, right? And you know, I know the answer. If you're Canadian, we know what the answer is there. You don't even need to ask the question. Over, there is no under. I agree, 110%. Over, there is no under. Cats versus dogs, that's also on my list. Like, we're going to have the whole thing done before we even get there. Okay, see, that's better, right? That's a little bit better. Now, I have my other problem now. I still have to figure out how I'm going to do controversy. Because controversy has to go there. It's like it really, really, really wants to be a 2-page list. It really, really, really wants to be a 2-page list, I think. We're going to make it work. I'm going to do a 2-page list. And we'll figure out how to add some more things, but I'm not going to force it because clearly it wasn't working. So we'll go back to our little paper pad here and figure out what else we might want to go with it. I kind of need those two same pieces again. Maybe. Today is going to just be a whole experimental day in playing, right? Because that's what it always is, right? It's always an experimental day in playing. We could make that one work with it if we don't have that other one. Oh, we have both. Okay, there we go. It's always an experimental day in playing, but this one is a little bit more so than normal, right? We'll be lucky to get a second one finished. Opposite directions, like an arrow pointing to this, an arrow pointing to that. Yeah, I think we're just going to end up with this. Although, we could, if we didn't want to use more paper, and I'm fine with using more paper, but I just illustrate this because you might not want to use 4 pieces of paper on one list. We could do this, and then, where did this piece go that I cut off? We could bring that in, or where did it go? It should be here somewhere, right? We had it. Where is the back side of that? Oh, geez Louise. Yes, Fly Girl, happy to. Easy to add to your order, no problem at all. So how about if we do this? If that goes there, and we'll leave this open. Now I totally have to change my whole plan. Whatever that was. That, this, this. Don't mind me, friends. And you know what I always say? You know, I say, it's just a list, leave it, right? Just a list, leave it alone. You don't need to keep messing around with it. And then here I am. I say, do as I say, not as I do. I think we may end up that way with the bigger piece, like this. And then we're gonna move on. We're just gonna do it, right? We're just going to do it. See, you know what? Maybe I just pretend that I don't know what I want to do here, and I'm just illustrating to you that you're not the only one that this happens to, right? Sometimes, isn't it weird? Sometimes things just flow so well, and you're like, oh yeah, you know exactly what you're going to do. Maybe you make a little sketch of whatever project you're working on ahead of time. You do it, you execute it beautifully, and you're like, yep, I'm good, I'm good. And then other times you're like, I should not even be doing anything like this because it's just nothing's working, right? It happens to all of us. Even if it's like your job, your livelihood, your business, it happens. Let's just do that. Oh, I should probably mention, I also woke up with a migraine this morning. It's been a heck of a morning. I've been getting a lot this week. A lot. A lot. All right, let's bring in the tumbled glass. Tumbled glass speckled egg. I think it's speckled egg. I didn't get out my little guy here, but let's see if it's speckled. Yeah, McDonald's or Wendy's, right? Dunkin' or Krispy Kreme, coffee versus tea. Yeah, there's lots of fun controversies. And here's the other thing. It doesn't have to be, I think it's speckled egg. It doesn't have to be this or that. Because in some cases, like candy corn, it'd be like candy corn or not. You can have a lot of or nots, right? All right, tumble glass. Here we go. All right. That's a cute shirt, Sam.
Thank you.
You need to put sunscreen on. It's really hot, okay, will you? Sam's, for the company that he works for, it is their company party today, and it is at a local amusement park.
I will not be putting on sunscreen now.
Why?
The UV index is at a 4.
Oh my gosh. Okay, can we just talk, friends, about young adults who think they know everything? Sam said, I will not be putting on sunscreen. The UV index is a 4. Well, so is there a rule that if the UV index is below something, then you don't need sunscreen, Sam? What is that? What is the level?
Technically.
What is the level?
Technically, yes. The UV index has to be at a 7 or above for you to be able to have any kind of tan or skin damage occur.
Really?
Yes.
Are you making that up?
No.
Are there any skin doctors, dermatologists in the house? Cancer doctors, skin cancer doctors, people that have had skin cancer, people that can Google? I think Sam just, made up an answer. Oh, well, you can only get burned or get sun damage if the UV is 7 or above. I'm pretty sure that's not the case, Sam. Vicky said no. Tell Sam from
What did
listen.
Vicky know, Mom?
Carrie Meredith said, tell Sam from someone who had skin cancer, you should always wear sunscreen. Carrie, he just rolled his eyes and walked out of the room. But I'm sure he was not rolling them at you. He was
rolling them at my mother, not you.
rolling them at me. And Vicky said, Sammy, Vicky is here. She says no. And April's dermatologist said, wear sunscreen if you're going outside. Period. Hard stop. Period. And guess what? You don't even have to buy it. I have lots of sunscreen downstairs. Joe Disney fan Googled it. She just Googled and it says to always wear sunscreen. Sam is like, you know what? One mother is plenty. Now I have like 101 mothers. No, thank you. Oh, Tracy said I've had skin cancer twice. The UV index is how long it takes to burn. Okay, do what you want.
You gonna buy me sunscreen that doesn't cause cancer?
Okay, now we're not going there. Am I going to buy him sunscreen that doesn't cause cancer? I know Wanda said, such a boy, they don't listen.
Well, you gonna buy me sunscreen to wear every day at work that's not gonna give me cancer if I put sunscreen on every day?
Okay, that's enough, dude. We're not going to chat about sunscreen anymore.
I love you, Mom.
I love you, Sam. Oh, reminiscent of the early days of the pandemic here, friends. That is what would happen. I'd be listing away and then Sam and I would start talking and then, yeah, it would get funny like that. And of course, it's just fun banter. We love each other. Ms. L. Ms. L, how do you know that about me? She said, he's just like you. He likes to argue. Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, the real controversy. Sunscreen or not? Yes, exactly. The real controversy now. Sunscreen or not? Yes, sunscreen or not. Okay, I have a little idea here. What if we just put a little tiny bit of that? Yep, let's do it. We're still going to work this plaid in somehow. It makes me happy, so we're going to work it in somehow. All right. You guys, I hope you know we're not making light of skin cancer. I hope that didn't come across that way. Definitely not. Of course, because I'm telling him he needs to wear it. We'll just have this cute little border right here. Little plaid. Now, do we want the plaid inside or outside? No, we need it inside. Okay, so let's do... Get that going there, our little strip. Oh, I just got a new tape runner. It's a little, I should have used it there. It is a super narrow one. So then it just, oh, that's too short. How did that happen? That's okay. Oh no, that's why it's too short. Lael. Gosh, friends. It's too short because I cut it short, and the other piece that it's going with is also short, so it's all good. Wow, if you are new here, I'm sorry. Some days are just harder than others in life, aren't they? Some days are just more blonde than others in the world of Lael. Okay, there we go. That's going to be cute. That is going to be cute. Sarah, do you ever have your tape cartridge tear so you have to tape it together? No, I have not had that happen, Sarah. And I don't know how you would do that. But I'm sure you could figure it out. Honestly, I would probably get so frustrated I would just throw it away. That's probably what would happen. Oh, text or call. And you know what's interesting about text or call, Ms. L? That is very much, I think, a generational thing. I think very much a generational thing.
You know what your husband says, Mom? Right?
Yes, that's what Nick says. He's always like, pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone and call.
He says it a little differently.
Well, he does say it a little. What does he say? Is there a swear word in there?
There's a swear word in there.
Okay, what is it? Don't say it loud.
Pick up your...
Oh, no. We're talking about something different, Sam. We're talking about something totally different. Okay.
No, time out.
Oh, okay. All right, well, that's not what I was thinking of.
That's what he says to me.
Okay, well, that's not what I was thinking of.
He does not believe in texting people if it's important.
Well, yes, he doesn't. He says it's much easier to relay information in a phone call than it is to text.
What he says to you.
Yes, that's what he says to me. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, there we go. The green is fun. I'm digging the green. I am liking the green. So we knew we'd figure it out at some point. I mean, we were with the green all along, but I'm liking the 2 pages now. And that is kind of a little bit darker, not darker necessarily, but it's kind of a heavier color maybe, that green. So we are kind of lightening it up by not putting much on the page over here, right? Now, if you are someone that really likes photos and you really want to add a photo, guess what you can do? You could get photos from the internet of any of these things, right? You could get photos of a Coke and a Pepsi. You could get photos of pineapple on pizza. You could get photos of white after Labor Day. Those are some of the things on my controversy list. All right, so I need my title here. Okay, so let's grab just some alpha stickers. So these are always my go-to. The letter Scramble from Bella Boulevard. There are, I think, 16 colors. We might end up with black just because we might not find anything that is close for our title. These I have on the website in individual colors and then also as a bundle. Yeah. Oh, we don't want green because we're going to have the green here. Let's go with black. Let's go with black. Controversies. Now, we need to make sure that we have all the stickers and that we have enough room. Because we probably don't have enough room to fit maybe all these tall guys we do. Let's see. Oh yes, crunchy or smooth. Oh, I missed it, Colleen. I missed it by 1 minute. You want to know something? So Colleen just said, Lael, Angel Time 12:34. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a time that I see on the clock all of the time, like constantly. Do you ever have that? You look at the clock and you always see 11:11 or whatever it is. So Colleen, for the last like 2 weeks, my inbox, okay, no shame, okay? My inbox says 1,234 emails. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it keeps getting 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yes, April, that could work. Ooh, look what we could do. Controversies. We could do it over here. Oh, but then where would my this or that go? Maybe over here. All right. When we're getting ready to spell a word, the first thing that we should do is make sure that we have enough of the letters, okay? Enough of the letters before we go. So we've got a C, we have an O, we have an N, we have a T, we have an R, we have another O, controversies, V, we have an E, oh, I'm gonna have to go get another R, R, S, I, another E, and another S. All right, controversies. So we are going to take a ruler and we are going to spell the word on our ruler. We're going to do that for 2 different reasons. Number 1, we are going to spell it on our ruler because we can use one of the little horizontal lines to make sure that they are straight. Especially, that is a lot of stickers, all right? That is a lot of stickers. So we're gonna just line all these guys up. I will probably get them pretty close together. C-O-N. T-R-O. There's 2 reasons we do this little technique. One is to get things straight, and I'll show you the other one in a minute. Apple or an orange. That's funny, Karen. So the discussion with Sam continues. LOL, I have missed this. Right. It's just, it's fun. I mean, you know, kids, but it's all, he's 20, well, he'll be 24 in December. Controversies. But it just, I don't know. It reminds me of, I mean, there was not a lot of good controversies that came out of the pandemic or, you know, happened during the pandemic. But that was one of the things that was just Sam, you know, we had a lot of fun. He was just always joining me at controversies because he was so bored to tears. Controversies. That's how the whole squirrel thing came about. Our little scatter, controversies. All right, I need an R. I'm going to do this. This is how we're going to get around this. I will add another R later, but look what I'm going to do. I know exactly the spacing I need for that one, so I can bring this one here. There's some things you could do if you don't have enough letters. There's a couple things that you can do. Oh, Mac or PC. That's a good one. I got to add that one to my list really quickly. You could use, you could totally mix up the cases. You could mix up the different styles. You could mix colors, or you could, sometimes you can like Franken make a letter. Like if you need a C and you don't have a C, you could take an O or a G and turn it into a C just by cutting it. Controversies. It's a really long title. You could take a white sticker and color it. Maybe that's just what we'll do. We'll take a white sticker and color it. That is a long word. That's taken lots of alphas. Oh, yep, Apple or Android. Ooh, yes, Apple or Android. Nikon or Canon, yes. You guys are coming up with some awesome ones. I love it. So we are an Apple family with the exception of Jack. Jack is Android, and it's just kind of funny. All right, so this is the other thing that you do with a ruler. We're using it to line everything up right, but then you can take your ruler and decide where you want it to go. So maybe I do it so it's like this, controversies. So it's splitting the left page and the right page. Or maybe I do it here. or maybe I do it here. If I do it here, then I got to figure out, maybe I do this and that. I feel like kind of like this needs to come up here maybe. Right? But I feel like controversies is better over here. We're going to make it work over here. So we will now, but you see that? We could move it all around until we decide where we want it. This needs to be, I think, about right there. And then all you do is press down on your letters and then gently roll that back out. So if you are doing that, you want to have a metal ruler. I use metal, something that's really thin. You don't want to use a really thick ruler to do that. But I also like to use a shorter one because we kind of work in a shorter surface area here. Let's just, and actually, you know what? It doesn't need to be white. If you were using a black Sharpie, you could probably color any, let me go get, hang on. I'm going to get a better black Sharpie. Let me just put this out here so you don't think that you lost me. I'm going to get a bigger black Sharpie. Well, what I put in the drawer that I thought was a big, fine, fatter tipped Sharpie was actually a dry erase marker. And a dry erase marker you do not want to use on that because it would erase on me. So let's see. Oh yeah, Marilee said family time, right? Definitely family time was one of the good things that came out of the pandemic. Well, you know what? For some people, right? For some people, but not everyone. Not everyone. So if I use my Sharpie to do that, all right? So I think what I will do it with the R, but I'm going to leave it here. Oh, I know what I'll do. Let's use the Zig Photo Signature marker. So that is meant to write on slick surfaces. So we will just do this right on the sheet, and then I will just let it sit there for a bit. So I probably could have done that with other colors too. I don't know, maybe. Right? Should we try it? I'll just do like a little. All right, there's our R. Let's see what happens if we do it like on an orange. Let's do just this little dash. I'm sure it will work. So if I have the right kind of marker, I think it would work on anything, but I want that to just sit there for a bit. All right, we'll replace our R there in a moment. Oh yeah, hardcover or ebook. That's a good one too. Lots of controversies. But you know what? These are good controversies. These are fun controversies. These are, so I had this, oh, let's talk about where this topic came from. This topic came from, I'll say paper or ebook. This topic actually came out of when I was teaching at a retreat last weekend. Somehow, I don't know, we started talking about something like this, and someone said, oh my gosh, that would make a great list. And I said, that's a great idea for a list. And so here it is. Controversies. Hello, Mary Peck, nice to see you. Elise, I'm sorry that you cut your finger. All right, we're getting there. You know what we need to do? We need to have something fun in here. I mean, it's fun, but we need a little something really fun. We need our little squirrel. I mean, I don't think a squirrel's controversial, but I don't know. I guess anything could be controversial, right? Anything could be controversial. So what if this little guy goes here? Because we're going to do this here. And then, oh, where is that going to go now? Maybe we just still do this or that. And then this guy will go over here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we're going to do this and then that. I am going to, because that ink has been sitting here for a while, I am going to clean it off, all right, before I stamp again. And that is just personal preference. I feel like since that ink had been sitting there for a while, I might not get a really nice impression. It might get kind of blotchy if I were to just ink on top of that after it had dried. So, where did my mango? All right. Do you sell gift cards? I do, Joe Disney fan. I sell gift cards on my website. They're not physical gift cards. Once you purchase, it emails you a code. And then you can share that with whomever you are giving the gift card to. It's funny, some of you, I know that you're getting a gift card before you do. If I know you. All right, this, ooh, okay. Well, we've got a little bit of inky finger there. That's okay. Okay, I just did 2 things that I shouldn't have done. It worked out okay. Number 1, I didn't test it first. But number 2, as I was doing that, I could feel under here, there were a couple of different layers. And I think it was okay because I had enough of sheets in between. But really, I should have been had my pencil board there. So I had a flat surface to stamp on. I am really liking the colors. Kind of that, I mean, this is a different color palette for me, huh? Karen said, I'd like to know if someone is sending me a gift, please. I can never tell. I can never tell someone. Well, usually the way I know is because I recognize a last name. All right, dry that off. We'll put this guy away. And then we could get our that. Oh, it's been a while since we had that. Oh, here it is. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. All right, let's just test stamp this just so we're good. We really should walk the talk because that worked out. If it didn't work out, then we would have covered. What do you do when something goes wrong? We've done that before, right? Sometimes it happens. Like the time I dropped the ink pad on the list and then had to, it just ended up becoming a decorative technique when that happened. And I did it more. Then I kind of went in. Then I think I dropped it a bunch more times on there. It was, you know, it was okay. It wasn't great, but you don't want to start over. So that's what it was. This or that. Oh, and I just did it again. I didn't use my pencil board. Okay, this or that. Let's get out this Sharpie. Yes, 130 is the cutoff. 130. Or the when we need to end today. This or that. All right, so now what I have to figure out, I probably maybe need to work in a few more little things. A few more little things because I have a lot of writing to do. I mean, I have a lot of space for writing, right? I have a lot of space for writing. So let's see, what if we pulled in, we have, I don't necessarily want things that are fall, right? If I did hearts, we have this kind of mint colored heart. Maybe that's there, like that. And then we have a green heart. A little green heart can go here. This or that. And then let's look. Let's see, I think I saw some word strips in here, but I don't think they're going to be the kind of word strips that I'd like to use. What if we took this? Lovely flower sticker. It's quite large, so this is the trick. When you have a large sticker or large die cut and you're working in a smaller surface, what you can do to make it work. I think this would work because we have that, and then that brings in the brown as well. So what if we did this? What if we put this guy kind of right up here, like that, and then we're going to use our X-Acto knife, our craft knife, to then, there we go, separate. So way back in the day, well gosh, so I worked for Simple Stories for 6 years, and I left in 2019, I believe, 2019, yeah, 2019, April of 2019. During that time I was at Simple Stories, we launched the Carpe Diem brand, which was the planner and traveler's notebooks. And so I would do this a lot in my planners, or even like a calendar traveler's notebook, where you want to add something fun like that, but you kind of don't really have enough room, so split it. And now it's coming together, right? Some of you were like, holy cow, how is this even going to work? How is this even going to work? Shannon Hopeful, I have them on order. They have not come in yet. Let me find it. I thought I put it away. If you could see this room. Oh, over here? Oh Lordy, I don't know. It's the same brand as the red tape runner that I use, but it's a smaller guy like this, but the tape that comes out is super skinny, so it's really narrow. Whereas this is about that, that wide. That's that wide. It's probably maybe a third of that. So it's great if you need your tape runner on like a really small, thin strip. I just don't know where they are in this mess of a room. Okay, this or that. So now we're ready to start with our journaling, or our list, not our journaling, with our list. I am going to need a bullet stamp. Let's see if our little white guy is ready yet. So before I ever work with it, so I give it the finger test first, right? It is not blurring at all. So it's ready for me to use. The reason that worked, I used that Zig Photo Signature marker. That is meant to write on slick surfaces like a photo. So it works really well on this little slick sticker. No one's gonna know. They're gonna know. No one's gonna know, right? No one is going to know that that did not start out as a black R like the rest of them. There we go, controversies. Okay. Hello, Eva T, nice to see you. All right. I need a bullet. I need a bullet. And for the bullet, what color would I like it to be? I don't really want it to be. So this is not going to be quite right. Let me figure out what bullet I want to use first. So bullet is what I'm going to use to separate all the things on my list. So probably something pretty basic, I'm going to say. There are 3 bullet stamp sets, Bullets and More 2, and Bullets and More 3. So let's see. Maybe I will just go with, how about this? Let's go with this little tiny flower, because it is similar to the little tiny flower that is on there. And then we'll chat controversies. So for that, I need the smallest stamping block I have, and that is this guy. This is a stamping stylus. It's one of my products. it is meant for your little bullet stamps or your really teeny tiny stamps, because something that small, it's really hard to stamp with if you're using a really big block. Again, if you have your smallest block, even if your smallest block is like a 1 incher, right? This is 1.25. That is so teeny on there, it's never going to be straight. It's never going to have a good solid impression. It's going to be blurry. It's going to do all kinds of things. So having it on your little stamping stylus like that makes it easier. So let's see if we think maybe speckled egg. It's pretty close. I think we should do speckled egg. Why not? Why not? Okay, the first thing on my list, I have a very long list of controversies. Candy corn. Candy corn is controversial. Yes. I love it. I especially like it with peanuts. Hello, Dawn Bright Sanders. Happy you caught live as well. What's up next? Over versus under, right? Over versus under on the toilet paper. I don't know. Most people, I'd say the majority of the population says over. Under. And if you have nails too, the under is just kind of weird. Weird. I mean, no judging, right? We're in a judgment-free zone. What is next? Milk or dark chocolate? Yeah. Milk or dark chocolate? For me, it's milk. I like milk chocolate. I am not a dark chocolate fan. I'm kind of in the same thing there. Chocolate or vanilla? For me, when it comes to ice cream, very much vanilla. When it comes to cake, very much white cake. When it comes to dessert, very much not chocolate. Now, don't get me wrong. I really like a chocolate bar. Milk chocolate, not dark, but chocolate or vanilla. Pineapple on pizza. Pineapple on pizza. For me, it's sometimes. Right? Sometimes. But it's only if it's Canadian bacon. And it's only if it's the U.S. Canadian bacon, not the Canadian bacon. There's a very big difference I've learned between the U.S. Canadian bacon and the Canadian bacon. Is white really chocolate? I know, Colleen. No. But I don't like white chocolate. I mean chocolate or vanilla, like vanilla cake or vanilla ice cream, or yeah. Shower or bath, Wanda? That's an interesting one. I know some people only baths. I'm an only shower. Vanilla all day. Fly Girl said yes. Pineapple on pizza. All right, pineapple on pizza. White after Labor Day. You know, that used to be a thing. That used to be a definite no-no. White after Labor Day. I should have said wearing white, but that's okay. For a long time, that was a definite no-no. And you know what? Some people would probably still say that's a definite no-no. White after Labor Day. You know, your white season is supposed to be Memorial Day to Labor Day. But, I mean, like white pants, white shorts, white shoes, things like that. White after Labor Day. I like to wear white after Labor Day. I am okay with that. Another one, pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is controversial. For me, it's sometimes. Not all the time. April says she can't wear white. She's a mess. So for April, it's white or not. White or not. Ms. L said white after Labor Day doesn't apply to California, in my opinion, or Florida, right? Showers in the morning for Karen for work days and hot baths on Saturdays for soak and self-care time. That sounds great, Karen. So it's a both for you. All right. Mac or PC. I did not have that on my list. For me, it is Mac all the way. All the way. Everything. Everything is Mac. Or Apple. Mac or PC. Disneyland versus Disney World. Disneyland versus Disney World. I can now say I've been to both. I've been to Disneyland more times than I can count. I had not been to Disney World until this spring, and for me, it is Disneyland 110%. I think a lot of it is what you know, like what you grew up with, and that's what I grew up with was Disneyland. So Disneyland versus Disney World. Coke or Pepsi? Coke or Pepsi? What about you? Do you, if you're a soda person and you're a dark soda, do you like Coke or do you like Pepsi? For me, it's Coke, but it is Coke Zero. I like Coke Zero. All right, Coke or Pepsi? Let's see what we still have on our list. Mayo versus Miracle Whip. Or I have more room on this side, so I'll do Miracle Whip versus mayonnaise. 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 Two N's? Are there two N's in mayonnaise? Someone tell me. I think there are two N's. Will you please tell me? Someone Google it and tell me if there are two N's in mayonnaise. I'm pretty sure. So while we're talking Miracle Whip and mayonnaise, I feel like I have to enunciate that. Mayonnaise. Thank you, Colleen. Time warning. Yes, we've got a half an hour. Thanks, friends. Mayonnaise. So it used to be, probably until I was maybe 30, I grew up eating mayonnaise. I grew up eating Miracle Whip. Hands down, that was the only thing that I would ever use would be Miracle Whip. And now I can't stand it. I detest it. Diane, you can never get your ink swatched blotchy. Okay, here's a few things. First of all, make sure to clean it really well. Clean your stamp really well and dry it. Ink it up really well and stand when you are stamping. Make sure you are standing. That is super important. If you are sitting, you're not getting enough leverage. You're using your T-Rex arms, I call them. When you're sitting, you don't have enough range of motion. So try standing, clean it really well, ink it up really well, and try again. Miracle Whip versus mayonnaise. White versus wheat bread. Now, that would be another thing when I was a kid. White bread all the way. When I was a kid, it was like Wonder white bread. Like, not even like white bread, Wonder bread. That was so gooey, squishy. And then mayonnaise and bologna and Kraft Single, right? Wheat bread, no. Or not even really wheat bread. It's more like whole, well, I really don't eat bread. But it's more like whole grain with lots of nuts and, seeds and things in it. All right. What is up next on the list? McDonald's versus Wendy's. Wendy's versus McDonald's. Now, I really thought kind of like Burger King, but Burger King, I don't know. Burger King does not really seem to kind of be in the picture, at least for me. It's Wendy's versus McDonald's, and it's Wendy's in my opinion. Darlis said, hello, Darlis. She notices in the South people seem to favor Duke's mayo. Is it more like Miracle Whip? I don't know that. Does anyone know that? Oh, Wanda, grilled cheese. Yep, white for grilled cheese and it's like sourdough for grilled cheese. Oh, yes. Fly Girl said Chick-fil-A or bust for me. Yes. Yeah. Chick-fil-A. It's good. It's a good one. Socks with sandals. How about that one? Socks with sandals. You tell me. Is it okay to wear socks with sandals? Well, here's the reality. It's okay to do whatever you want to do, right? We're adults. We can make our own decisions. We don't really care what's in fashion or what's okay to do or what's not okay to do. But some people will say it is not okay to wear socks with sandals. What do you say, Sam? Socks with sandals? Oh, well, Sam is channeling his inner Post Malone. So he wears Crocs that are What is that?
Uh,
A camouflage. He has camouflage Crocs.
they are the slipper ones. So
The slipper
the
ones.
insulated
Oh,
fuzzy
they're
ones.
insulated. Nice. So you don't need socks with those. Okay. What is something, Sam, in your opinion, what is something that's controversial? You know, like Coke or Pepsi, or keep it clean. Keep it clean. Oh, I know. How about this? Because this is Sam. Tattoos. Tattoos can be controversial. Tattoos.
It's OOTS. Tattoos.
Tattoo.
I
No, how do you
know.
spell tattoos, friends?
TATOOS.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys figure that out for me. A flip flop or thong, right? I know. So that's a funny one.
Oh no, you're right. It's TATTOO. There's 3 T's in it, Mom.
Flip flops. TATTOOS. Okay, gotcha. TATTOOS. Yes, there we go. Flip flops versus thongs. So here's the deal. When I was a kid, they were called thongs. They were 100% called thongs. But then something was invented with the name of a thong that had a totally different meaning. So now in my world, they're flip flops. Tattoos. Tattoos. Yes, tattoos can be controversial, right? I think we'll go up here now. Tattoos. That made me think of that because Sam has tattoos. I do not have any tattoos. Nick does not have any tattoos. Both of our boys, Jack and Sam, both have tattoos. Sam has one. Come here. Can you get your arm under there? You guys, this is the best one.
Let me do something.
Okay, Sam's I gotta show you one of his tattoos, okay? I'm not a fan of tattoos, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with them. And there's one of Sam's that I love. And I will tell you, he'll come and show you. He'll put his arm under the camera and I'll show you. When he first showed me this, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was pretend. It is not a pretend one. Yep, Marilee, because we're about the same age, I think, right, Marilee? Thongs as a kid, yep. How about this one? French fries versus onion rings. I like both. Okay, all right, let's see if you guys can see that. There's his little arm. See, he's got several, but look at this one. Hang on, we got to make sure that you can
I know.
see it because we can't see it yet. Oh yeah, look at that one, right? Look at that. Isn't that fun? That's the one I thought was fake. When he showed me, it doesn't say wow, in case you were wondering, it's upside down. It says mom. I know. Oh, Mom. I thought it was fake. When he showed me that, he goes, look, Mom. And I laughed. I thought it was like one of those, fake tattoos. And he's like, Mom.
I had just gotten it when you guys were in Bora Bora. When you got back, I showed you, and you grabbed a washcloth and you tried to wipe it off.
I did? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was fake. Anyhow.
It was like a day
Isn't that
old.
sweet? I know.
It was like
It's so
a day
sweet.
old when you guys had gotten home, so
Oh, okay.
that's why it looked fake.
Oh, okay.
Because it was very pussy.
Oh, okay. That's enough. We don't need to talk about that.
Well, it's not.
No.
It's not puss, Mom. It's
Okay,
just
I know.
like, when you
Okay,
get a
so
fresh
I know,
tattoo,
Sam.
it's
We
just-
don't need to go into the detail.
I'm sure there's people that followed you.
I know, but you're gonna make me barf. I know. Okay, cats versus dog. Cats versus dog is another. Or yes, April, fries or tots. I know. And then if you're doing tots, you have to have a tot machine to cook them. Do you know what a tot machine is? Air fryer. Air fryer makes the best tater tots. Terry said, I love you, Sam. Oh, that's so fun. Sarah said, oh, I miss those Sam and Mom moments. Yeah, it's been fun. Sam is back with us for about 2 months, 2 or 3 months. Our nephew bought a house and they're waiting for that to close and kind of go through that whole process. So, but it's been really fun to have him back. Yeah. Tots in the air fryer. So good. Also, if you're reheating pizza, put it in the air fryer. Then it makes it totally crisp again. Now, I don't cook at all, but I know those things. All right, cats versus dogs. What else do we have on our controversy list? Would you rather? This week play a game of would you rather. Being too hot or being too cold? What is it? Being too hot or being too cold? I think for me, that depends probably the stage of life you're in. Because I am 100% in my own personal summer, 365 days a year. So at that point, I think I'd rather be too cold, right? I'd rather be too cold. Oh, Karen, ocean or lake? That's a great one. Yes, ocean or lake. And I think for me, it's definitely both. Ocean or lake is definitely a both for me. That's a hard one to pick. But I think also it depends on what ocean you're going to and what lake you're going to, right? Definitely could be where you grew up, right? Your memories as a kid. Beach or mountains, that's another good one, Cindy. Beach or mountains, yeah. Now, Karen, you live near okay. I don't know if you live near the ocean, but you're in Southern California. So for me, you live near the ocean, right? All right, what else do we have? Oh, how about this one? The age old, which came first? The chicken or the egg? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? April, hot coffee or iced coffee? That's a good one. Spring or fall? Yes, spring or fall. So for me, it's summer or winter. Summer or winter? Or for me, it's pretty much just summer. I like summer. Summer's my favorite. Summer's my favorite. Chicken. Okay, Wanda and Deborah said the chicken. But okay, so where did the chicken come from? How did the chicken get there if the egg wasn't first? You could debate that, right? So I had a long list of things, and then this morning I Googled like fun controversial topics or something because I thought, let's see if there's more out there that might be fun to add. And what I found was like debate topics for high schoolers. So if you are just starting to debate, apparently these are the kind of topics that they might give you to debate because they're easy and a lot of them maybe you could relate to as a younger person. That's funny. Karen said coffee. Ooh. So Wanda said God created it. So that is a perspective to look at, right? So then the chicken. Deborah, the chicken got here from the God in the Garden of Eden. Chicken, poof, there it is. Poof, there it is. Karen, you've been very, very, very productive today. Karen sent 4 2-page spreads. Did I already do coffee or tea? Did I already do coffee or tea? I did not. Well, that's an easy one for me, and I'm going to write tea first. Tea or coffee? And for that one, for me, it is more like tea or dirt water. You can tell which way I tend to lean towards that. Tea or coffee or dirt water. Yep, coffee or tea tastes like dirt water to me. Unless it's iced tea, then it's fine. Okay, how about this one? Is the glass half empty or is it half full? Glass half empty or half full? Now, this is interesting. I didn't think I was going to have enough room. I mean, it's a good thing I ended up with 2 pages, right? Okay, so jam versus jelly. Jam versus jelly. So what's the okay, jam is made with real fruit and jelly is made with something else? Juice? Is jelly made with fruit juice and jam is made with fruit? I never know that. All right, glass half empty or half full? Why did I write down red or white? What was red or white? Red or white. I wonder what I meant by that. Red or white? I have no idea. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter? Crunchy or smooth peanut butter? I know what it is for me, smooth. So what I should do is with this list, because it's a fun list, right? But it doesn't necessarily say anything about me. I'm telling you for me. Oh yes, thank you, Fly Girl. Duh. It's funny because last night I was drinking some red wine while I was watching Vicky on YouTube, while I was working and multitasking, and that's when I put red or white on my list. It has to do with wine. That's hilarious. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter? I like smooth peanut butter, but I like crunchy things. Crunchy or smooth people? Red or white wine? I can't even believe I'm like, red or white? What did I mean? Red or white wine? I go back and forth, but really it's red. It's red. It is really, really red. Okay, so then what I was saying, for a minute, what I was saying is it's a fun list, but there's nothing really here that is about me, right? I'm just saying these things other than candy corn, yes, and things like that. So what I will figure out to do before we are together again, I will figure out how to signify what the things are for me, right? What the things are for me. Oh, how about this? Morning person versus night owl. And I am both, which is not necessarily a good thing. Because if you stay up really, 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 really late and then you get up early automatically, then you're not getting very good sleep. Drive or fly. Okay, drive or fly. That's a good one too. Drive or fly. I like a good road trip. I like a good road trip.
You like a good road trip in your RV.
I know, in Harvey for sure, right? Okay, friends, so we are just, and also both, right? Also both. All right.
See ya.
Okay, love you, bud. Have fun.
too.
Camping or glamping? Oh, that's yeah. It's a glamping for me. Camping
You don't
or
camp.
glamping?
You
I
don't,
know.
I don't think I've ever gone camping with you, Mom.
I know. Camping or glamping. And then I'll do that.
Have you ever slept
In
in
an
a tent,
RV.
Mom?
Yes, I have.
With
I was a
both
Girl
of your-
Scout.
With your children, though, Mom?
Yes. Yes. When we used to go, did you hear that? My voice is changing. Yes. When we used to go up to, remember when we used to go up to Jackson Hole and run the river? We camped up there. Yes. Okay.
I don't remember ever going to Jackson Hole and running a river.
Okay. I have pictures. Yes.
How old was I?
I don't remember.
Exactly my point.
Okay. Whatever. All right. Oh, go out or stay in. Love you. Bye bye. Go out or stay in. Go out or stay in. I have another one. And here's the thing. Nobody ever comes at me, right? Nobody ever comes at me, but don't come at me if I don't phrase this the correct way. Chinese food or Japanese food? Because there are very much a difference, right? And you could call it like Asian food, but then you're not really, then what kind is it? So Chinese food or Japanese food? Japanese way for me. Not Chinese food.
Okay, bye, Mama.
Okay, bye, sweetie. Chinese food or Japanese food? Very much. Oh, look at that. Dryer sheets or liquid softener. Now we're starting to get very creative. Japanese food. Flygirl2447 says Japanese food. Japanese, but not sushi. Oh, I like sushi. Sushi's good. I don't know. For some reason, for me, Chinese food all tastes the same. All of it. All of it, all of it, all of it. Just tastes the same. Oh, Deborah's currently eating Chinese food. Dishwasher or hand wash? Oh, yeah, no. Soap or shower gel? This is so fun, guys. It's so fun. All right, let me just check my list and see if I missed anything. Oh, we did do this one. Paper book. Paper book, not necessarily a paperback. Paper book or Kindle. I'm going to say Kindle for me, like a paper book or an e-reader. Kindle all the way. Kindle all the way. Justine, you've never had Japanese food. It's good. Mild or spicy? Oh, that's a good one. Mild or spicy? Mild or spicy? All right. All right. I think I got all of mine. Oh, look at what I put on here. Circle ones plus underline. Circle the ones I like and underline the yes ones. That's what I had written down. So we'll see if I do that. All right. So that is everything that I had on my list. I can do spring or fall. And that's a hard one. It's both. Spring or fall is another both for me. I like spring when you've had a really long winter, and I like fall when you're so hot you're ready for it to cool down again. Hard stop in 10 minutes. Yes. Scrapbook Sister, hello, says I love spicy, but it does not love me back. Wanda likes fall. All right, what else? What else? I have cat and dog. I have, what was Cindy's? Oh, iPhone or Android. Did I do that one? I don't think I did. I think we talked about that. Apple or Android, right? Do you say that? Apple? Apple? iPhone? I'll say iPhone. iPhone or Android. Okay, so this is funny. I know that came up earlier. I don't remember if I wrote it down because everyone in our family has an iPhone except for Jack. Okay, so close. I did Apple. I did Apple. Mac. I did Mac or PC, right? I did Mac or PC. Okay. Apple snob all the way, Sarah said. Snickers or Milky Way? Oh, okay, got it. All right. DM wanted to see. So you guys, this is what we're going to do. DM wanted to see a sneak peek at the gratitude journal. So we are going to end here. I will add a few more. I also need to add my date, so I'll add a few more, and then we'll see how that one finished up when we were together again. We'll be listing together again on Thursday the 17th. And then also I need to get my printer, figure out what's going on with the black, and then I will add that piece, or we'll add that piece together when we are there. Okay, sneak peek. So, friends, it was shipping Monday, but Monday is, I think, Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day, or it can't ship Monday, but it will be done Monday. It's just not done yet. I'll show you some of the fun things. Let's see. I will show you some of the fun things. Okay. All right. I have all my notes for what I'm doing on the inside, but there's just nothing on the inside I can show you yet. But I'll show you what things are looking like, and I'll show you some of the contents, and then you'll be like, wow, what are we going to do with that? All right, so this is the Gratitude Traveler's Notebook Project Kit that is currently up on my website for pre-order. It starts shipping Tuesday now, since Monday is Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day, so there is no mail service that day. So it does not include a traveler's notebook cover. If you don't have a cover, you can bundle a cover with it. But we are mixing two collections. We are mixing the Simple Stories Cider and Donuts collection with, let me grab this. Hang on. There's one piece that we need to see. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. Oh no, that's not it. It's in the stack over here. I've got my big stack of things. Hold on. It's on the other side of the room, but there's one paper that is not here. Oh, here it is. No, kind of. Anyhow, so we're mixing cider and donuts with the Everyday Junk collection from Photoplay. So I fell in love with this look. So we have, I think, 3 or 4 papers that we're working with in the Everyday Junk that we are then mixing in with the cider and donuts. So you can kind of start to see that, how it's happening as we decorate the pockets. So there's a mixture of some of the elements from Everyday Junk along with the cider and donuts. This is one of our inserts. This is the other insert. So that's all I can show you so far. But what I will show you are some of the things that are in the kit, and I'll kind of tell you what we're doing with them. This roll of packing tape. We are going to be doing some see-through. Parts of our pages are going to be see-through. And we will be sealing things with this packing tape. Things like this. You have a whole package. It looks like this. but it's all dried leaves. So this is why you have the full package and not pieces, because they're very delicate. But you'll be kind of sandwiching a piece like that, or many pieces like that, in between packing tape to create some really cool clear pages, parts of the page, not the whole page, just kind of little parts and bits and pieces. You will also receive some, not all, of the dried flowers that we're working with as well. Also includes, ooh, what is there? How I did that. Also includes the brand new Grateful stamp set. And it includes, and they're all different, but it includes 2 different little coordinating washies, and then, you know, paper and stickers and things like that. So that is kind of where that kit is at. I have a very long day tomorrow to finish up the designing of all the inside pages. Carla said it's going to be cool. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one. And we'll talk in class let me rotate the camera as I'm talking to you guys. We'll talk during the class for that quite a bit about how you can use a project like that beyond just November, right? A lot of times we think of, you know, being grateful or thankful in November, at least in the US, because that's when our Thanksgiving is. And it's this time of year when we kind of start thinking about things we're thankful for, things we're grateful for. Terry, I'll answer you one sec. But there are things that you can do to document all throughout the year. Things like your health, right, Karen? Things like your family and your friends and your home and things that are important to you. So it's not just kind of limited to, you could do it all in the month of November if you wanted, but it kind of goes beyond how we can take a look at documenting what we're grateful for beyond just a month. Okay, Terry said, Lael or new Traveler's Notebook covers coming. They are. They will probably be here. We're shooting to have them here in March. It is a long process, friends. It is a long process to manufacture those. And even before you get to the manufacturing point, it's the design. So there are 3 very different designs that I am working on right now. And when I say design, they will continue to be like this on the inside, right? They'll continue to be very neutral. They'll continue to be just cream on the inside, same pocket configuration, but it's the outside. And there's one thing that's super different that we are working on. We've kind of given the specs to the factory in China, and we are waiting for them to put a sample together. So sometimes that back and forth takes a bit, but the plan is to have them here in March in time for our 5-year anniversary, of doing this. So big celebration. We always have a big celebration in March, but that is the plan right now. Let us see. Christy asked a great question, and your friend Pam asked the same question in an email. Christy, is there a purchase for the kit without the stamp if you've already purchased the stamp? Yes. So we can do it one of 2 ways. You can purchase the kit, check out. It will charge you for the kit and the stamp. In the notes section, when you check out, say don't need the stamp, already have it, and then I will refund you the cost of the stamp. Or you can email me and say, hey, I want the kit, but I already have the stamp, and then I can put an invoice together for you on the back end and email you that invoice. So we can do that either way, but absolutely, yes. If you've already bought it since the stamp's been out since September, you do not have to buy it again because it's part of the kit. Deborah's very excited for it. Karen, any standard size covers? No, I won't do standard size covers. They're just not me. A standard size, what Karen is asking, a standard size is 4.33 wide by 8.25 as opposed to 5 by 8.25. So I'll just show you real quick. And when we are working in such a small surface, that extra space to me makes a big difference. So you're looking about 3/4 of an inch on a page, but when you do a spread, it's about 1.5 inches. And if a spread is 10 inches, 1.5 inches is quite a bit. So this is standard. I have no plans. And I also have to order you guys thousands of them. So because I use the standard wide all the time, for my customer base, I just don't think there's enough demand to do the standard, especially if I have to order thousands of them. But you can always ask, right? You can always ask. I know Valerie said 5 years. Isn't that crazy? It is crazy. So guess what? You guys, a couple of you have mentioned Alive in 2025. It's not going to happen. I just don't have it in me. There's so many things. I need like 10 more people that work for me full time. And I don't have anyone that works for me full time. Everyone works for me part time. So maybe we can look at it in the future. It's just, yeah, I just don't see it happening with the teaching that I already have planned and committed to in 2025. And then that will be my third. Nick and I will be married for 30 years next year in 2025. So we have a little bit of a lengthier trip that we are doing. So I know, and you guys have been so awesome to offer to help. It's a lot. It is a lot. So I can't make it happen. Unfortunately, I can't make it happen for that year. So I don't know. We'll see maybe in the future. I know, and it's Live in 2025. That's a nice rhyme, right? We'll have to figure out another rhyme for another year. Like, I don't know, whatever it will be. We'll figure something if we do it. Okay. I know. I don't want to make you sad, but yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Karen said I'd work from home for you. I'm lazy like that. I know. I've had so many people offer to help. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot to put on an event. It is a lot. I know you guys have threatened to come help me, which is so sweet. I love it. Jolene, happy anniversary next year to you as well. Okay, friends. Yes, Mizelle summed it up perfectly. It's a lot to coordinate, even with a team of people helping. Yes. Okay, friends. So that is our Saturday. We did 2 lists. The third list we will start off with on Thursday night. So that is in the news for the months of August and September. That will be one list. And then we have 2 other lists planned for Thursday night as well. So Thursday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, and that is Thursday the 17th. My calendar's over there on the wall. I never talked about what the second prize was, did I? Let's do this. The second prize is going to be the This or That stamp set. So the This or That stamp set that I started with, I don't know, it's here somewhere in this big mess. This or That stamp set. Oh, well, here it is. This guy. It's a 6x8. This or That stamp set. So that will be the second prize. The way that you participate in the prizes or the giveaway, you leave a comment on the video when it is over. So you have any time between now and Thursday late afternoon, Thursday the 17th, because that's when they're listing again. Leave a comment on the video when it's over. Right before we start, I will randomly scroll, pick a winner, and that person will win that stamp set. All right, friends, thank you so much. I gotta tell you, and I think I say this most of the time, like this morning, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't have time for this, blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as we get started, I just love it. And now I am so fulfilled because it's just the creating and it's the being with you guys and it's the laughing and talking and chatting and just creating for the sake of creating. That to me is really important for me personally because this is my business, right? So usually when I'm creating because I have to, not because I want to. So all of this is want to, and I just appreciate you always for giving me a place to do that. Because if I wasn't here doing this with you, I would not be doing it. I'd probably get very little creating just to create done on my own. And like a lot of us, that's what like feeds our soul. That's what makes us like just thrive. And if we don't get the creating in, we really start to feel it. So thank you for showing up, whether you're live or whether you're Memorex, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching a replay. I just appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you supporting my business because all of this is. If you're here and you give it a thumbs up, that is super important, and I appreciate that. You can always shop too, you know that. All right, friends. Let me just checking to see. Terry said it feeds her creative soul. I love that. Love that for you guys. So. And I love to give my time because guess what? It's not really giving. You say I'm giving you my time, but I'm really not. I'm really being selfish and creating for me. So that's good. It's a win-win for all of us. Hello, Bucket. You're so sweet. Bucket said, you were amazing. I didn't chime in, but love joining in today. Thank you. And for those of you that are here that, don't like to chat, just maybe next time, just pop in and say hi because it's always so fun to know that you're here. All right, friends, I'm going to take off. My friend Kathy will be here in about 25 minutes. So I'm going to try to grab something to eat really quick and then clean up a little bit of the mess. But she's a good friend. She won't care, right? I hope to see you on Thursday the 17th because that's when we're listing again. And if I do not see you then, I hope to see you here either on a Saturday for listing or a weeknight in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.